What's going on, everybody? It's me, Syfaxx, again, once again, here late at night, as always. And we're just going to be hanging with the Gallows. I mean that could be offensive to some people. In all honesty, I don't really care. It was a name I made up actually a long time ago before all the offensive shit was ever out there, and I meant to run with it a long time ago. And you know what? Might as well use it as a gimmick, but also at the same time, it's a real thing. Like, whatever. Like, the Gallows, the media, Syfaxx, it's all me. It's all one thing. And then also other people have inspired me to go ahead and use it. So why not try to make something of it? So with that, most of the time that I'm doing these streams anyways, we're just kind of hanging out and chilling, maybe pulling up random topics. Like, I like to personally talk to the chat. Like, that's kind of my thing. That's I know everyone kind of talks to the chat, but I try to talk to everybody in the chat as much as I can. Like, I understand that if if there's a channel ever blows up, it's going to be hard to talk to, hundreds of people at a time, but I will try my best. I will always try my best, whether you're paying or not, doesn't matter. It's all good. Because right now, everything's free. Might as well get in, or get in where you fit in. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and say whatever you want. Also, if you ever want to join the stream, you can hit me up at Gallows the Media. Just go ahead and hit me up on there. And if you got a mic, don't get me wrong, I'll bring you on, man. Like, I don't think I've denied anybody. We've literally had a random guy who jumped in like drinking 151 in like Russia somewhere or some shit or whatever. That shit was fucking wild. And it's like, you know what? I live for random moments like that. That shit is hilarious to me. It is fun. It's exciting. It's always a good time. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and run through the couple of people who are here early, like Rafa Balde. What's up, Rafa Balde? Hope you're doing good. I'm assuming either this morning, I'm assuming early morning for you, because it's a late night for me. I just have nothing to do tomorrow because I was supposed to do a Mother's Day thing today, and my mom broke her phone, so she was spending all day doing that, and then she wasn't able to make it over today. I'm assuming I'm going to get a call from her ridiculously early in the morning tomorrow, and then I'm going to have to reschedule. It's all good, but we'll be barbecuing tomorrow night. I'm hoping before DA stream, and then whatever. 9:42 a.m. Where are you at, Rafa? Like, I thought you were in the U.S. So like, if you don't mind me asking, you're in like, damn, man, that's a 8-hour time difference. What's an 8-hour time difference from? I'm on West Coast, so Rocafella's 3 hours ahead of me, so that would be 4:43. Let's just say Portugal. Portugal is an 8-hour time difference. Damn, my geography is all sorts of fucked up. But right on, man. Same time zone as the UK. Okay. So you're lined up with the UK on the map there. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in, dude. I appreciate it, dude. I see you all the time in DA's chats and a bunch of times on mine. So that makes sense. Like, are you about to head to work? Like, how does it work over there in Portugal? Do you guys work different hours? Like, is it a 9 to 5 type of deal? That I'm super curious. But actually, hold on. Let me shout out the one other person that's been in here early. DK Bones. Sup, Syfaxx? What's up, DK Bones? Hope you're doing good tonight, or maybe early morning as well. With that, I have this. By my side, it's always been there, always been there, always been there. Leaders by my side, it's always been there. What's up, Rocafella? How you doing?
What up, brother?
Not too much. Just chilling, man.
4:40 a.m. 4:40 a.m.
So you're
4 a.m.
East Coast. So you just wake up early, man. Right on.
Like you, like me, DK. Shout out to them early birds. You know what I mean? If you got to be somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning, you can't get up at 5:30. We're not fucking 12 anymore. You know.
Rafa says, yeah. Since I work remotely, it works for me. to also catch up with you guys, usually 9 to 5 as well over here. That's like the basic schedule, but you work remotely. I'm curious, how does working remotely work in places like Portugal? Do you work remotely through your area, or do you work remotely to the United States? Like stuff like that has always interested me because I've started to kind of look into like remote working jobs. So maybe I could work at home, and then when I have downtime, even in between work, maybe I can start learning how to edit better and do all that stuff. Like take these downtime moments and I don't know, be better at stuff like this. Because obviously I'm not super great at this, but I appreciate you guys following about it.
If you're looking for some kind of, you need to start networking about that. Telling people, say, look, I'm looking for some kind of side work. If anybody knows any kind of internet-based shit, let me know.
Well, I need to. The problem with that is I need to probably be trained on it. Don't get me wrong. Like I
really.
can type fast. I'm a quick learner, whatever. Like none of that stuff's a big deal.
Most people I know do it.
I can find
it's
it
like
out.
customer service reps that are probably bill collecting. You'd have to use a WhatsApp number.
Yeah.
Call somebody like, hey, what's up? I'm on behalf of this thing. That's what most people do, or customer service rep be like, hey, I'm having a problem. What's the problem? Make sure they got money and say, here's the fucking replacement part. I'll have it sent out to them. You're not sending it. You're just putting the authorization go through, and then the fucking warehouse will send it. It's just one less step. A lot of them out there, man. I mean, anybody needs a job. Go on these like even something simple like
I work for a company from the UK that also has offices over there. Okay, so you work remotely through a company in the UK that has offices. You just get to work remotely through them. More than likely is like what Rocka just said, some type of customer rep or something like that. I'm assuming phone calls, whatever. Right on, dude. Like I'm about to get off at 6 a.m. Oh, so you work the night shift then?
Fuck yeah, DK. I love it, man. Shout out to all the third shift out there, man. Hard fucking work, hard life. That's
graveyard's always rough. Like almost no matter what industry you're in. I mean, there's no graveyard at construction other than unless you're doing like road work. Sometimes road work has those like they block shit off at the middle of the night out of nowhere. There's been times, dude. Like out here in California, there's been times where it's like, especially I've mainly only seen it whenever I drive to Vegas, and it happens every time because whenever I drive to Vegas, I'll leave at like 2 a.m. my time, just because I know there'll be no fucking traffic on the way there. And when I get in there, like I'll be getting in right as traffic is waking up kind of deal. And I'll get to wherever I need to go to, and I'll just wait till my hotel room opens. But there'll be this where I live, there's like this random road out in Lancaster. Like you guys probably don't know it because obviously you're not out. But it's like this one random road that cuts through, that connects you to the main freeway that drives basically straight to Vegas. And every goddamn time I go there, I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to leave at like 1, 2 a.m. By the time I get to Vegas, it'll be about 6. Then I can go in and, get some Vegas breakfast or whatever. That's fine. It's fun. And then I get to gamble and have some fun before I have to check in and do all that kind of stuff. Every single time there's like road work on this like 2-lane little middle random highway, and it'll just be shut down. And there's a guy out there with a sign at like 2 a.m. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like there's nothing here. That's the craziest thing that I've realized about it. It was when I've really thought about it. I'm like, there's not even fucking telephone poles that are running for anyone to be working on. And there's not patches in the road. I have no idea what they're doing out there. Maybe they're setting it up to get to that.
Look out, boys.
But I'm just like, what?
Block
what
boys looking at they the corner. They the corner, bro. They the block boys.
It's super sketchy, dude.
You ever go to the ghetto, see 2 little young ones just sitting on the corner, be like, man, the dope street like 3 blocks down. What they just sitting out here doing? They gonna get killed. Now they good. Trust me. Don't worry about them.
Super sketchy. Hey, how does Mike sound normal? Mike sound good?
You might sound good, man.
Not too loud, not too whatever. Okay.
I don't think so.
I've been adjusting it a bunch. I have no idea. I just kind of talk this way, and I hope it picks it up over here. Like I
always do this a lot.
A lot of people have their mic right here, so they're talking directly at it. I'm sure I sound a little bit louder.
It sounds better when you do that.
It sounds better like this when I do it like that.
If you're actually, it sounds really clear.
Shit.
So if you're gonna make a video, if you're gonna make a video, it's funny you just did that. I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but if you're gonna make a video, when your videos, your fucking voice is low, you can barely hear it. When you do it in like that, didn't it, DK? DK Bones. I always tell him, I'm like, he does great videos, but his mic barely picks up too. What you just did right there, it sounded very crisp and clear. I was like, well, that could change the game right there, play. So.
All right, how does it sound like this?
Fucking awesome.
Does it sound a lot better?
Yeah,
really?
A lot better.
I've been keeping it off to the sides, so I felt like when I talk, I thought I was too loud.
Better. Little tweaks. I watch this.
What if I turn it like this? Is it better or worse? Same? Same or different?
Kind of same, as little less like.
Okay. Let me. This is direct. Like me, right? Because I see you guys always have it right in front of you. Like you can't see it because it's blending into my shirt, but you can kind of see it now.
DK, do you use what we're using right now? The what is this? StreamYard. We're using StreamYard. You use Streamlabs or StreamYard? If you're using Streamlabs, that I couldn't figure out how to get my fucking mic on it either. I looked with fucking 4 different top-notch.
So my mic is this much clear. Fuck. Hold on, my mic is this much clearer now. All I need to do is just move it the fuck over.
Yep.
I should have just asked. Like,
so using StreamYards. So maybe it might just be your microphone. Maybe if you have like a volume on it, turn it up, and also again try to lean into it or get it right up in your mouth. Just sometimes positioning.
Well,
with the microphone.
The other thing is like certain microphones are like they're multi-directional, they're omnidirectional and you can turn them or you can hit a switch on them to where they only go out the back side or the front side, or you have it hit the whole spectrum, and that makes it sound like you're in a room.
Mine's circular circumference. The one you got right now,
I have it set to like omni.
You got it speaking at the top of it, right? Yeah, mine's circular circumference.
No, actually, I don't. I usually should be able to speak from over here, but when I do it like this, I probably sound different every time I'm talking. Like even just doing that, I probably sounded like I'm like moving, which I was.
It's hard getting settings right and learning how to fuck with all that shit. And I really want to do stream.
Well, now I know. Like, I'm going to keep it right here, and I'm going to see if that helps on my next streams, because I've been keeping it. Literally, it's been off my screen, and I'm just talking straight at my monitor, and I'm hoping it picks it up, because it seems to pick up every fucking thing else in my goddamn freaking warehouse here, and it picks that shit up just fine. But my voice just doesn't fucking carry, apparently.
While I got you here, I was talking about inviting people, inviting people over. I'm doing a YouTube and chill this weekend. I'll send you an invite. I think I said, I mentioned it last week, and you said something about you were working Friday night too. If you're not working, it's like 6 p.m. We do it.
6 p.m. Friday. East Coast, 3 p.m. Well,
Friday
he's
night.
East Coast, so that works for him. Yeah.
So if you're off Friday, come hang out. We know we're all learning this shit together. Get our faces out there. That's all I'm doing for the YouTube and chill, is just promoting channels, hanging out for 2 hours a fucking week, and just being like, "What's up, everybody? It's Friday. Let's talk about this shit."
Well, it's not quite Friday. It is Tuesday fucking morning, and since it is Tuesday morning, and now that apparently my mic probably sounds better, I'm assuming it sounds better, probably maybe by a country mile. You know, it's funny. Like when I listen on the playbacks, I think it sounds fine, and then I turn up the volume on the back end, like before I release the video, and I'll turn it up like 10 to 12 decibels. And then people still hear it low. And I'm like, what is going on? And it's like, I guess it's because I'm not doing this. I need to literally have it like in my goddamn mouth.
Because think about it, like I can be watching on if I'm watching on my phone might prioritize, like if we're watching like a trailer on here, it might prioritize trailer music.
I've been wondering that. I was wondering if maybe that was all it was, because there's so many other people that I stream with, and it's like I've seen them with like one of the old mic, like Leon, for example. Leon sounds just fine. And his voice actually cuts through, or at least he blends in. No, he has a cheap fucking mic. He has my old. Then he has he gets good settings. So I either need something that can change my settings and help me with something like that, but and I can fix that. Like I've done audio engineering. That shit's no fucking problem. I've mixed a freaking album or two. It's not a problem.
Streamlabs sucks. When I was watching Cinevere earlier, that's all. I said, this is why I quit Streamlabs. She's like, let me go change my bit rate. Oh wait, now the stream's freezing. Oh wait, now it's playing, but now it's chopping the fucking video. And then wait, now she's disappeared, and now she's here, but you can't see Leon in the back. I'm like, Streamlabs, you need to be an engineer to know. I mean, it has bit rate to. I mean, anything you want, like to fine
Yeah,
tune.
it seems a little ridiculous. Like
it's for people that know what they're doing. This is for people that just want to do it. Get in there, hit this.
This is just like this is easy going. Click
music
and go. Let it ride.
And that's why I love this. It's so much easier, man. You know, it gets to be able to. What's up, Syfaxx? What are you doing tonight, man? I said, I'd be like, oh, let me change the bit format. And is this?
Oh, just chilling, man. Just chilling. But now that my mic sounds better, I'm gonna have to listen to the replay and see how much different I sound.
You will,
because that's super interesting. Like I knew it was in my mind. I was just like, it's probably just lower than I sound, so I just cranked the gain up so it would pick me up a little bit more. So I'm like, maybe I got to adjust the gain because I have like the microphone has its own settings and everything, and you can fuck with those, and I have messed with those to a certain extent. But every time I jump on anything else, like other people's settings also affect your settings in some way. But I feel like maybe now that I have it literally in my goddamn face right here, but because I'm wearing a black shirt, it's like it kind of blends in. Because I mean, I get it. Like a lot of people just like almost like it in their face or whatever. I'm like, I don't like that.
If you make a video on like, you know, you do your reviews, like, hey, what's up, Syfaxx Sinners?
Well, I'm gonna do my next one now with it right here. I'm gonna do the clown. It
sounded real low.
One. I have it loaded up and ready. I have it locked and loaded, ready to go. But now that it's not that I didn't know it. I just didn't realize that was the problem. I was looking at every other thing other than the placement of my mic. So it's just stupidity. Yes.
Then you can make a video on one later.
Do you want? Yeah, you want to pull them up, or do you want me to pull them up? You can
pull them up. You can pull them up. Hell no, nah, man. I gotta get ready to go to work here in about an hour. So I mean,
you don't want to do work before you do work, man.
I mean, I can, but I got.
Hold on, let me see if
I'll be like, yeah, sure, absolutely, and slide around the side.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Let's go ahead and.
I was showing Cinnabir about
Rafa Baldy. You're saying it wasn't bad before, but you can tell the difference. Yeah, I'm probably just louder, maybe more clear. Maybe you can hear like the clicks in my teeth or some shit. Like, yeah, like,
yeah, man.
Like, it's like every time I slur, it's gonna be even more slurfax over here. It's gonna be terrible.
I chipped my tooth the other night, Syfaxx, right here. Like I was drinking some wine. I went.
Oh, so I knocked out. I have two missing teeth, and one of them is from like it was something I ate. It was either like hard beef jerky, and it cracked because I like hit a piece of fat that I just tried to bite into too hard. No, and this was like almost like 10 some odd years ago. It was just like I just hit it just right, and it just kinked it, and it was fine. Except it had a sharp part in it. I literally took a file to it and filed it just right. And so where it was like rounded, like I filed it myself. And then I was fine for a while, except for it exposes your tooth and then it starts deteriorating. And then I got this massive pain and I was like, fuck, that's that tooth. And I had to get the tooth removed because it was like, I didn't have $2,000 for a freaking root canal. Dude. And they were like, well, once you have that removed, your teeth are going to move. And this was 10, 12 years ago for that one. The other one, like I fell on a mountain bike ride and I just hit my fucking face just right. And I cracked that one too. Same thing. I was just like, I just sat there and I was like, yeah, I filed it. And I was like, this is going to suck in about 6 months. And like, yeah, 6 months later, I had to get that one removed. So I have two teeth removed at different parts of like, whatever, and they were like, your mouth is going to shift and your teeth are going to move and everything. And I was like, well, that sounds like that's going to suck eventually. They're like, yeah, it's going to be awful. And it's been like 15 years in total between the two of them or more, and they haven't moved at all.
I was gonna say if they have, like, you can look into them getting like I got braces. Basically, I had fucking fucked up teeth. I had to get fucking molars removed, you know, all my fucking fingernail molars, and
I almost got braces. I almost got
retainers, the Invisalign.
I almost got braces when I was younger because I got gaps in my teeth. You can't really see. I guess you can see them now. Like I got like these little gaps, so they're not that bad. But the braces would have brought them in. The problem is like before they would have done the braces, I didn't have the wisdom teeth in. Once like these gaps are even worse. Like, so back then, like I had like really big gaps. I had like I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese teeth or something, you know, they were all over the fucking place, or some, what do they call it? Summer teeth, you know, some over here, some over there, you know, it was like, that's what you used to call them back in the day. And then I was like, oh, I didn't get my wisdom teeth in. My wisdom teeth came in and they pushed them close enough to where I was like, this isn't all that bad. It's not all that bad. So once they got close, any other tooth or like bad tooth experiences I've had is kind of either of my own making. One was like chewing into something too hard, and then the other one was just eating shit on a mountain bike. And I was like, okay, those aren't things I can plan for with dental care. Like, I mean, other than, I don't know, wearing
I go to a dental school. I don't have, I'm an electrician, learning my craft. You know what I mean? We can get metal, copper, fucking, EMT pipe and just bend that shit and aluminum wire and pull it and you fuck it up. Oh, well, just melt it and redo it. When it comes like dental kids, they got to fucking, actually, I go to the UNC dental school and get some great, terrific fucking dental care for next to nothing because I don't have insurance. You know what I mean? I can't afford it being a solo. I just can't. My company, I don't have a company that pays for it. And it's way too fucking expensive being a single
man. Hold on. We got to shout out my number one fucking hater tonight. What's up, Mars Monkey Max? You goddamn, I don't know, veteran bastard. Even though you fought for the country, you know what? Fuck you tonight. You know what? Just tonight, though. Just tonight, because I saw all the shit you were talking. And you know what, guys? If you don't know, my channel's under attack. I need assistance. I need assistance, and not from this fucking fake.
My channel's under attack. No, my channel is under attack.
Every time like something would go wrong, it's like blame Syfaxx. So I was like, dude, why am I? I was like, how am I part of this conversation? He just kept saying it through, and like I wasn't even checking my phone that much. I was just kind of like I had my phone on, and I was just like, when friends streams are on or whatever, I'll play them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't listen to the full thing. I'll just kind of have them in the background while I'm like watching something else a lot of the times. But then I'll pick them up every now and then. But every fucking time I picked it up, I'd see my name highlighted, and it'd be like blame Syfaxx, and I was like, this fucking guy, dude. I was like, it's been like at least 5 minutes. Like why you shitting on me, dude? I didn't get it.
Because the chat's the best chat. Man, look, Rafi said you're one sub away from 200 again,
dude. I told you. So last night I technically hit 200 subs for the first time ever. It was a goal, and then what I think is happening. It's not just that people on sub. I think like something about when my stuff gets copyrighted, because most of my stuff always gets copyrighted. Something about getting copyrighted like either removes people, or maybe because it's been copyrighted, they don't see my stuff anymore and they're like, I unsub, or they're just being nice that night, whatever. It's all good. Like, it doesn't matter. Like something like this, like having even just 4 people watching, this is the kind of numbers that make sense. Excuse me. For the amount of subscribers that I have. You know, having 4 to maybe 10 people watching you makes sense to me for the amount of subscribers I have. When I have nights where I have like 20 to 30 people watching sometimes, that stuff's the stuff that doesn't the numbers don't compute with the amount of people that I have subs for, let alone the amount of maybe subs I may gain. Other than it's a bunch of the people that already rock with me, which is awesome, which I love. That's awesome. Like if I have 15 people watching me, more likely it's probably 15 people who are already subscribed to me, who actually want to watch me talk or watch people that I have on talk.
They want to communicate.
That's awesome, which is great. The only thing is I need to still grow. I need to grow a minimum of 300 more, hopefully awesome subscribers, which would be great, because then I would have, let's say if you get 500 and you times it by that, and we do some Steiner math, I'm going to have like 387,000. No, but it's like I could have like a constant 30 to 40 people on a stream watching. And like, even for something like that would be great.
How many people can I have on here? If like when I'm doing my thing, how many
when you're on the free one, you can have up to 6.
So with me or without me, like 6, 7 total?
No. 6 with you. 6 with you. But when you bring up a present thing and you want to add a video, like how I do my intro thing, that'll count as one of your people. So you got to remove them.
Okay.
That'll count, and so that you'll remove them to the background. The
so
other
me and
thing,
4 people, I can still share.
You and 4 people,
and then I can still share.
You can share one video. And then the other thing is when, like, since I'm using the upgraded version, you can have up to 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that one is, so you know how you just see the main bar right here? So you see like me, you, and then it says present or invite at the bottom. So that'll fill up only to about 5 to 6 right here. And then when there's another person, you have to scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know that for the first couple of streams, and people were like, "I'm in the background," and I'm like, "I don't fucking see you." I thought it would open it up.
You see how it says new scene to the left? You see how it says new scene on the left underneath scenes? You see that?
Yeah, hide.
You see the hide scenes panel? Hide it. Now, when you hide it, look how it just opened it up. Now you'll get all of them there in the bottom.
Oh, they'll all be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you
I didn't even know that. I just learned something.
See, they're trying to promote this new scene bullshit, which I tried once or twice, and I'm like, I guess it's to like already load something.
Do you have a Mars Monkey Max? Can you send him a message or?
I do not. You trying to jump on?
Yeah, he'll jump on, even though he's been talking shit all night. You want to come on here, and he's talking about some Steiner math, brother.
Is your name Mars Monkey Max?
So here, what I'm gonna do is no. I got it. I'll send him a message.
You know me, everybody. All my friends' names are different. Call of Duty, YouTube. All my friends have different names. You motherfuckers need to keep your goddamn name straight. When I'm playing on Call of Duty, and you're like, "Hey, Rocafella Plaza, what's your name on YouTube? I'll follow you." It's fucking Rocafella Plaza.
So look, I'm gonna send him the link right now. I'm gonna send him the link right now. Play the Steiner link, and I'm going to use the restroom. And then if he jumps in, add him on. All right.
I got you. Yeah. Because you know what I mean? When you're playing YouTube, always got fucking booch.
Yeah, I sent you the link, and I'll be right back.
All right. You know where he's going, y'all? To wash his sins.
Turn around and tell those people. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women.
We all know what he's really doing. He ain't got a lot of us. Play the Steiner math. I ain't playing Steiner math. You get rid of some of these clips. Let me put my clips in here. Mars Monkey, what up? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Woo! Well, there you are.
What's up, guys? What are y'all doing?
What's going on, brother? let me do this. Let me straighten it out. I'll put you two no profilers on top, and I'll put me on the bottom. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on.
Dude, I want to tell y'all, man. So I've been watching a lot of people online. I'm like, especially on YouTube, playing the Souls type games. And one of the guys I follow all the time is like a Fighting Cowboy, and he's a big Souls player, and he wins all kinds of awards and shit. And anyways, this dude, man, he's really good at this stuff. And so, anyways, I downloaded Neo as like my first time Souls game, and I've been playing it, just trying to get used to that style of gaming. Man, that shit's hard, dude.
Souls games are technically FromSoft games, so Neo isn't a FromSoft game.
I know, but I'm talking about like the Souls type games.
Yeah, they would call them Souls-like, but also, Souls-like. Hey, Monkey Max, dude, you can go fuck yourself, brother. Like, what's going on, man? What's with all the hate tonight? What is with all the hate? Like.
There's no hate, dude. I'm just fucking around.
No, I know. I don't give a shit. Like, I knew you're just joking around. Funny. But I was like, I felt like every time I opened my phone, I would just see like an orange because when you're on your phone or whatever, it just shows your name orange highlighted, and I would see it like scroll out because so many people are talking. I was like, oh, wait, who the fuck said that? And I was like, fucking Mars Monkey over here just throwing shade. Like, what the hell?
Dude, I do it to everybody.
Mars Monkey. This is the game I just gave up on Souls. Like, I've beaten Elden Ring, I've beaten Bloodborne, and to be an actual FromSoft Souls player, you got to beat 3 of them. This is the third one I'm going to try, Sekiro. This is the first boss, and this bitch is hard, but I made it a little short.
I beat Souls 2, and I beat Elden Ring. So, but I didn't beat the expansion.
Dude.
They're fucking great, man.
That's really cool, dude. Actually,
they're fucking.
I'm
terrific.
not gonna lie to you, dude. I'm at the like so.
That is a Rafa Balde. That is Sekiro. Hey, by the way, just so you guys know, not just Mars Monkey Max, and I know Rafa kind of knows this, but like if you jump onto my channel, whatever, like I try to highlight people's chats. So when I highlight people's chats, I'm going to read them over probably whatever you're talking about, unless you're making like a grandstanding point about something. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to. I'm just making this a thing, or just saying this out loud.
You don't even have to say it, dude. We don't.
No, but it's like I'm saying this for not only people watching, but anybody who's watching who might want to join the stream at any time. Like, I will cut you off, not because I want to cut you off, but because I'm going to highlight somebody's question about whatever's the topic of whatever's going on at the moment. Because I know the difficulty of that is being in the chat, and then whatever the top, like all of a sudden somebody starts talking about what you want to talk about. And all of a sudden it's like 5 minutes later, you know, and all of a sudden tell me that hasn't happened to you in like every chat you've ever been in. All of a sudden, like, oh shit, there's my comment. And they're like, yeah, dude, that was like 5 minutes ago. Like, we already discussed it. And then they just move the fuck on. So I'm like, let's talk about it, or let's at least discuss it or acknowledge it. Like, I don't know. I want to try to be more on top of that as much as I can. And I know the only way to do that is to sometimes cut people off, which is fucking rude, and which I understand. But really, it's the only way to address people's comments. And I like to talk to the chat. So he was saying, is that Sekiro, which would be Rafa or Raka's thing. That was Sekiro. Yes.
Yep. It's fucking hard
it's all
as
good
shit.
Syfaxx.
So
by the way, Rafa, I just want to tell you, dude, thanks for being with me on all of these live shows today, dude. Rafa Balde has been there with me through multiple shows today, dude, and you're awesome, dude.
Rafa Balde's assassin, man. Hey, Rafa, by the way, you do realize that also extends to you, man. You're more than welcome to ever join on here. If you got a mic, you don't need to be on camera if you don't want to. You just need a mic. If you got a mic, or shit, if you got a cell phone and you're wanting to jump on, I know it sounded like you possibly were going to work. You're welcome to join on here anytime you want. You just hit me up, or maybe hit up Rocafella, whoever. Anybody that's associated with me, and you'll be able to join, dude. I have no problem bringing on anybody. Like, I barely knew Mars Monkey Max here, even though he talks all the shit about me. This fucking guy.
It's true. It's true. I talk a lot of shit.
He was like, hey, can I come on? And I was like, here you go. Here's a link. And he jumped on, and there you go. He says, oh, for sure, man. I do have a mic, and we'll definitely join you guys one of these days. Yes, this is, I mean, dude, my streams are basically kind of open invitation to about anybody in the community. All I ask, just have a decent mic. And if you don't have a good mic, learn how to do the mute button. It's not that hard. It's Control-D, or if you're on your phone, you just hit the little mute thing. So say your piece and hit the mute, because we don't want to hear like airplane noises and shit in the background. Like, other than that, like I'm pretty much fine with anybody jumping on. Oh, so obviously, other than if you jump on here and just like drop slur after slur, you're just gonna get booted, or you're gonna get booted.
That's true.
Also, realize there's about a 30-second delay before whatever we say here gets to the chat.
So Control what will stop my cam then?
Control-E.
Holy shit, Syfaxx, you teach me so much. This is amazing.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. It's like an exercise. Yeah. They're quick keys. I had to learn it real quick when I had it's the same camera, but I had a worse mic, or I didn't have all my settings and everything right. So when I was on DA stream, he would be like, "Hey, dude, you need to get that shit under control." And I was like, "All right."
How?
And then well, if you just hover over like on the bottom screen there, and you just leave your mic there, it tells you the quick keys.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that. Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't either until my mouse accidentally rested on it one time, and I was like, "Oh," and I figured that out real quick.
DA's probably like, damn, you an idiot, huh? Nah, it's just my first computer.
Dude, I probably almost got booted from his streams a few times because he was like, dude, like there was one time I remember I sneezed and whatever, and he was like, dude, you need to not do that. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I thought I muted, I thought I clicked I thought I went to click the mute button and I just didn't. And so little things like that, it's weird, but it's like streamer common courtesy, I guess, you know, or whatever. Yeah. Like that's the best way to put it. There's so many people who do this literally professionally, and if not for their job, for their second job or whatever. And so learn how to navigate it. Yeah, it's etiquette.
You know what's crazy is that I know how to do it on my computer. Well, I can do it on my phone too, but I know how
on your phone you just click the fucking button.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I know how to do it on my computer better. The only problem I have with my computer is for some reason my microphone doesn't work. And whenever I try to solve any of my fucking excuse my language. Anytime I try to solve any of my
You can fucking curse all the fuck you want, man. I don't know what the fuck you're doing over there, not fucking cursing yet, because what the fuck are you doing not fucking cursing?
Like exactly. So anyways, my problem is that like anytime I
I lost a viewer for that.
I reset my computer. It took me about 2 weeks, and that was because I had a lot of files to move, and then I had to re-download a bunch of music libraries because I work on music during the day, and y'all don't know that about me, but I work on music. That's what I do. Anyways,
cool. I'm a death metal player. It's all good.
You work on music, or you produce music? I mean, if we needed like a song for the show. Okay.
Yeah, I produce.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
No. That's right. I produce. Okay. But anyways, so the thing is like, I reset my computer, and then I had to redownload all my libraries, and it took me about 2 weeks to do all that stuff. But then when I finally did it, what I did was I worked on my microphone versus StreamYards and OBS and tried to figure out what was going on. Well, so anyways, with my microphone, I can do it either via the microphone cable. I'm not going to go to techniques, or technical, but anyways, I can do it either via USB or through the microphone cable. And I figured out how to get it like working with OBS and working with StreamYards, but for some reason, whenever I try it, like online, it doesn't work. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to work with it a little bit more.
That's the one I've been trying to deal with too, because apparently you can run StreamYards through OBS in a certain way, and that's how a lot of people do it. But you need a pretty strong computer to do that. My computer is like garbage. Well, if you do, I mean, awesome. So you should be able to, well, you'll eventually figure it out. Like, I don't know how to help you with that because I haven't figured that out either. But I will say you do need a stronger computer for that. And then the other thing about that is when you do that, using OBS is how a lot of these people are able to balance their mics properly. That's why mine is probably like, it's just one fucking setting, and it's through the whatever the downloaded program that comes with the goddamn mic. And so that's why, I mean, even just setting it in front of me right now sounds a lot better, like which everyone told me. And I was like, I mean, I can just move the microphone over. That's not a problem. Like I didn't realize it was that much of a difference, but people were saying it sounds a lot either better or more clear. And that's awesome. I find that to be a great thing.
Like, Streamlabs,
you can play your games through OBS and stuff.
But what about here, StreamYard?
No, you play it through you run OBS through StreamYard, and then through that you can play your game. But your computer needs a lot of processing power,
a lot of RAM,
like
and
that is
processor.
That is the thing that I've heard. Like, I mean, I don't know how much a lot is compared to nowadays. Like, who knows what those numbers are. Like, I'm not good with computer stuff anymore. I used to build my own computers through like 2000 through like 2010 or something, and I was oh, I know how all this works. And all of a sudden I went in and had to start doing like regular work and construction and doing all this other stuff. And then it was like, oh, well, let me go and let me play video games on the side. Let me play some MMOs again.
Well,
let me do all that.
My whole life,
and all of a sudden,
so for me, like I worked in mobile technology for like a long time. And so like when Intel hired me, that was my job. My job was to help the mobile engineers. So when I was working in Portland, my job was to basically help the software engineers with any of the difficulties that they were having. And my liaison was basically in California, which worked with hardware. But basically what I did was, I'm an electronics engineer, and I worked in mobile technologies for a long time. That's what you said.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, so I did it for a really, really, really long time. And so the thing is that my job was basically I ran a lab at Intel in Portland, which Portland is like, they have a facility for all the software people, the software integration. And so my job,
Rocafella is having fun with that fucking shortcut right there.
Yeah, so my job title was platform integration engineer. So basically my job was to assist any of the software engineers with any of the hardware problems that they were having. And because I came up for 10 years repairing cell phones, like at the micro level, and also I reprogrammed phones, and I also understood like the language that they used. So anyways, the point is that when I worked at Intel, I worked with computers and with mobile technologies. And so the whole point is that I'm pretty familiar with the whole ecosystem and how everything works and how everything functions. So
you understand how like how computers themselves and everything and all that stuff works.
Yeah.
But as far as the software as far as the software goes, you don't understand. I'm kind of the same way.
The computer got was literally a bug. The first computer they made was so big that a bug.
I'm not and how software works.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not denigrating like your software knowledge or anything like that at all. Like, you probably know a bunch of stuff, but it sounds like you're having a problem with like so you know how the hardware and all that stuff fits in and how all that stuff works and how it all combines together and why it works and all that stuff. But when it comes down to the software and how it comes down to the software, which is kind of where I feel like I'm at as well. Where it's like I can build my own computer, no problem. I know how all these components fit together and the way they fit together and why they should fit together and how they should be exhausted right with the right amount of airflow. All that stuff makes sense to me. That's fine. When it comes down to the internal part about it, that's also a different aspect. And then on top of that, all the programs have a different thing on top of that. So there's like multiple layers of this stuff. And it's like, I understand. Exactly. I understand a layer, and then I understand like the bottom layer of two other layers. And there's like multiple layers to each ones. And that's where I'm kind of lost with some of this stuff as well. I understand. I completely get what a lot of that is just like, I mean, to be fair, a lot of that is like, it's just sitting around, and I'm not going to lie. Some of these YouTube videos that are tutorial videos, they're boring as shit. But at the same time, if you can actually sit there, the best way the best way I've learned to do it is like take a notebook and like write down what they're saying, because once you write it, you kind of are like externalizing it, and then you're memorizing it as you're writing it down. and then it just sinks in your, it kind of sends, it sends it. No. Or type it, whatever. But it's like that kind of stuff. It embeds it into your brain, type of thing. And I know that this is basic. This is basic school shit. But it's like I know what you're talking about, though. And let me
it's not basic school
because
shit. It's not.
No, basic school shit is like writing it down while you're learning.
No, what's going on is interface issues. So, for instance, like when I plug in the microphone via USB, the microphone itself, the Rode microphone comes with its own. It comes with its own. It comes with its own programming. So, for instance, Rode. You get Rode Connect, you get Rode Unify, and you get Rode Central. Rode Central is the program that is utilized to do any firmware updates, and to also the Rode Central is also used to set up the microphone. And like you can set up, for instance, you can set up the bass, the treble, you could set up an expander and an internal expander. And you can also set up an internal compressor within microphone.
It sounds like you're able to set up your own personal mixer.
Yeah. And I'm good at that because I work on music, so that's not an issue.
Yeah,
I
an audio mixer.
To set all that up. Yeah, I took some time to set all that up through Rode Central. Rode Connect, what it does is it allows you to connect your microphone via USB, and then it's supposed to be able to set up how the microphone is being utilized. How is it being utilized within an online chain or within an app? Like, for instance, like if I'm using a DAW, I can use Rode Connect to change functions of the microphone within the DAW for my internal input into the DAW, which means like if I want to sing into a DAW to record my vocals or anything, I can do it through Rode Connect. Rode Unify, what that does is that's what allows you to do podcasts, and that's what allows you to do streaming. And you have to set that thing up. So when I do it, via
each
USB,
one of these things you have to change them during the settings or whatever. It's very annoying. Like I understand what you're going. If you're doing just USB, really, but well, that's kind of. Are you using a what's it called? An Acer or no, a Scarlett 2 or 2B or 2.0?
No,
stuff like that.
Using a Behringer. I'm using a Behringer 404 HD, which is the top of the line. HD.
That's probably even better then. Then what was your? I'm curious then. I'm curious why your mic is clipping then. I'm curious why your mic is clipping.
It's not clipping. No. It's not doing any of that. No, the interface works fine.
No, you're clipping on our end, like right now.
Oh no, that's on my phone. I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not on my microphone. I'm not on my computer. I'm on my phone. So, anyways, on my microphone.
So you don't stream through your mic.
And when I run it through OBS, I can get the signal running through OBS. I can see the limiter, see the level meter. I can see that running and everything, and it's fine. I can do that same thing through my interface, through my Behringer. But for some reason, either time I try to use those online, it doesn't work. I checked my Windows settings. That's the biggest part. That's the problem area, is the Windows settings.
Mr. Lockett.
Hold on there, Rocafella.
No. That was the end of what I was saying. That's the biggest part.
Okay.
The Windows settings.
Yeah. Go ahead and play that. And I saw this clip before, man. I saw you post this. But if you're gonna get my channel clipped on this, I don't care. I'm not getting copyright. It doesn't. Or like,
Mr. Lockett.
Rocafella says, I'm about to log off here. If you guys are streaming when I get home, I will come back. What time are you coming back, DK Bones? I might be able to make it happen. If anything, I might. I mean, depends on like I know Rocafella probably has to go here in roughly an hour, give or take.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. Well, with that, I might. I don't know. I might start up a stream on Expedition 33 and keep going with that because I'm not tired. Like, so that or unless we get an influx of like 10 to 15 people, I can keep it going.
DK, bro, appreciate you hanging around. I appreciate it. I was coughing up a lung where I'm from. Mossy, son. Ain't nothing nice.
It's 6:25 a.m., which would be an hour from now. Right? Because he said he's East Coast.
Yeah, dude, I see DK and Rafa everywhere, dude. And you guys are awesome, dude. I love you guys. You always have funny jokes. You're always cool as fuck. I love hanging out with you.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like,
shout out to the chat.
The chat is king. Like I've been trying to say that over and over, and you know where I got that from? From all the big channels. The big channels have said that over and over. They say the chat is king, and I understand that to a certain extent.
Chat is king.
And I know the chat is king, and that's how they started out. And they probably yes. Thank you for that. But
hey, Sean.
I'm
Chat's
not the
king.
funny one. Yes. Sean is not the funny one. Sean is not the funny one, but he is the lawyer one who has way more knowledge than all of us fucking idiots and a lot of the stuff that we talk about.
Y'all should have heard
Sean
him
is
on
great.
WDW Pro show earlier. He had me cracking the fuck up, dude. That shit was funny.
Hey man, some reason Sean comes over to this show every now and then, and I fucking love it. This guy's awesome. He always like, you know, every now and then he chips in $1, and I'm like, thank you, Sean. You're thank you. What a blessing to have. On top of that, like even though he shoots himself out there as like a disbarred lawyer or a disgraced lawyer, either one. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, he has way more knowledge on the law than I ever will, mainly because I just don't give a shit about it. It's not that I don't give a shit about it. It's more that I don't have the capacity to want to learn about it. Like I have other things that I'm decent at. It's like you do your law stuff, and then when you need a contractor or something like that, you hit up people like me or whatever. Like, like you want to know how to like build a new addition to your house? I don't know. You hit up people like me who know how to do all the tile work or something like that. People have different skills. He went with the more intellectual skill. That's fine. And then my side thing is like I like to watch a bunch of movies and TV shows and critique those. And like there was a part of me that at one point wanted to do writing and do comic books and stuff. Like I got a bunch of ideas written up, and I did music. Like I guess you could consider it artistry, but it's like I understood that that's not a path to like a lot of money unless you just fucking nail it and everything just goes right. My path did not go right, so I understand that. So it's all good. But I would like to just talk about things with everybody, and then
no, the lung buster.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I have something to talk about. I'm sorry, Rocafella. Let me just
go for it. Go for it.
Speaking of which, you're talking about. So, anyways, I was paying about $20 a month for Max, right? And I live with my mom. My mom lives with me, and so she's like, "Hey, look, she watches a lot of these Turkish shows and stuff. That's what she's really into. She loves to watch these Turkish soap opera type stuff. I'm not really into it, but anyway, she is. Anyway, she's like, "Hey, I heard that there's a lot of stuff on Disney right now that they're moving a lot of these Turkish shows over to Disney." So I'm like, "Let me check it out." Well, I found a deal where I could get Max for like $10, dude. And so what I'm like, what the deal was, it was a package for like if you get Disney, Hulu, and Max, you could for 25, I think it was $25, you could get all three. And I'm like, well, if she wants to watch these shows, and so I'm like, you know what, why not? So I have Disney Plus Black. I never thought that I would ever do another Disney subscription. Straight up. I'm not even lying to y'all. I never thought I would. but because of her shows, I found an even better deal. So I went ahead and I did that. And so I've been rewatching a lot of the Marvel shows and stuff like that. And I haven't watched really any of the new stuff, really. I've just been rewatching Phase 1 and been memorized with how well those movies were compared to what we're getting now. And anyways, no, that was all the point I had. I was just pointing that out. I'm just like, wow, I got like a better deal. And so I have Disney Plus back, but I mean, we'll see how long that goes. That's all my point was. Go ahead, dude.
Me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What I do? What I said? What I do?
So hold on. So Sean was like, "Come to Oregon, I'll put you to work," and I was like, semi joking around, but he's like, "What kind of work? I might be down." He's like, "ADU," which is like a secondary unit to live in. I don't know the regulations and codes up there in Oregon, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a permitted. Like I don't have the permits to do it, but I mean, it's not hard to pull the permits. And I don't have the
You might not need a
tools
licensed
to do
contractor. You
it.
might just need extra body. Like everywhere
I
I
mean,
go,
if you need
there's a
someone to
license.
help with that, like I might
Everywhere
be
you
just
go,
down to go up
he's
there.
probably
Like,
got a licensed contractor. It's probably
you'd be
hard for him to
surprised how
find
easy a lot of this
those to
stuff
do it.
is. Like a lot of this stuff isn't that hard. You just need people to know how to read a freaking tape measure correctly, and then know the codes of whatever the county and
In some states, if you're
state.
remodeling, you don't even need fucking codes. If it's just a remodel, like
you need
interior,
a contractor. You need a contractor's license.
you know what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Some of it, yeah.
But
Like
he's
if
probably, I think he's
it was
asking
help
you
for
to come
something
work
else.
for him. He kind of wants to build a sky deck. I have a great view for myself as long as you follow the blueprints. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, see, I need a contract.
See,
I don't have.
If you're
I don't
asking
have
that much, yeah. No, you can't just go out. You got to pull permits and shit through the city.
Yeah, even to pull a permit, you need a
you need somebody
license.
in the AO.
I can
that
work
has a
through somebody and help them do their stuff. I can read blueprints and all that stuff. That like a lot of that stuff that shit's nothing, dude.
Yeah,
I'm an electrician,
really
but for me to fly out to wherever you are,
even something
I need
simple
a
is like
reliable electrician out there I can meet. That's
no,
like,
yeah.
that's
Even as something as like running wires, running wires is relatively simple, but to technically be able to connect them, like you need a contractor's license to even be able to connect them. Like when I would run, like when I went. No, hold on. When I worked for like a pool company and we'd have to rerun wires that were kind of shot or whatever, like rerunning wires and all that stuff was fine. And I would run them up to the point where they were able to be connected, and connecting them is super easy. You just wrap them around, you screw them in or whatever, like depending on the casing that's there, whatever. It's very easy. But to be able to do that legally, like, and the person that has to sign off on it needs to be the contractor, because now it's on his license. And once it's on that guy's license, if something went wrong, it's on that guy's fucking license.
Well,
and that's why they don't. That's and maybe in different states it does.
Let me say it like this.
Out here in California, it doesn't.
So I'm an electronics engineer. My job is to work with electronics. I specifically work on board level stuff.
Cool. Do you work on houses and residential or commercial, or do you do any of that?
It goes from industrial. Then, so, like for instance, like I worked on mobile technologies. I worked on computers. I worked on systems that ranged all the way up to industrial printing machines, and I also worked on industrial machines that worked all the way up. You
realize your coding might be different than other states. Like if you hold on, give me a second. Yeah. If you go from a place like California here, and you're up to code, or like all the codes here in California, you're like a code like. You're up to date on all the codes in California, and you go to like a mid fucking Western state, you are like the top of the fucking food chain there. Like all of the stuff, and then when you go there, like you're
it doesn't work
king
like
of the crop there. It absolutely does, because their shit is fucking bodang.
It doesn't work like that. So how it
absolutely
works is,
I know plenty of journeymen who literally travel and do that. So yes, it absolutely works like that.
And that's you're and what you're saying is applying to what I'm trying to explain. So
Go
anyways,
for it.
I'm an electronics engineer. My job was like for 10 years, my job. Well, I did it longer before I graduated, but basically my job was to work on electronics. At any time, if I wanted to, I could go to the state and I could take an exam and I could get my electrician's license. Once you get an electrician's license, it means that you can run cable, you can do anything like that in homes or buildings or anything like that. A contractor's license is a little bit different. A contractor's license, what it means is like when you're building sets and when you're doing things like that, you're running cable and all that stuff. You're building an actual building and stuff like that. You have to have a contractor's license. That doesn't mean that you can't hire people who don't have it. You can hire people who
when you have a contractor's license, you can hire other people to do so.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And then they use your contractor's ID to do so. Yes. That's how that works. Like I don't have that. So you could hire me under somebody else's contractor's license. I know how to do all these things. That's just fine.
Yeah.
That contractor just needs to understand that whatever I do is under his license. So if something were to go wrong under his license would mean that it's his license on the line. Some contractors aren't willing to do that. That's what I was saying to begin with.
But
when I do work for anybody that's not a good company, and there's 3 people in North Carolina where I live. My stepfather, who has a contractor's license. My dad in Maryland, who has a contractor's license, or New York, my uncle, who has a contractor's license. I won't put my reputation and my name on the line going out and work for somebody, because also it's
who's not licensed, right?
For somebody who's not licensed, because that's what we're fighting for in America right now, the immigration thing and all this. If you can just go out and just do fucking jobs for people unlicensed, not know what the fuck you're doing, just because I can read blueprints, that doesn't mean you have actual knowledge in the field.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like I could show up to a job site and I can look at it and I can technically build all of it.
Getting a license,
but I don't have the license.
Job training.
No. Y'all are mixing it all up. So
I'm not mixing. I don't want to mix it up. I'm just getting at,
I don't think we're mixing
doing that.
So let me explain.
Like John said here, look, people sell their contractors.
Sounds like you work in all of the fields except for like I don't know.
Just hear me out.
Never put your reputation in line for somebody you don't know.
No, just hear me out. So anyways, as an electronics engineer, I used to work on a bunch of different equipment, but because I was working through different corporations, they were licensed, and so they allowed me to work through them, even through contract. I was able to work with them, and the deal is that because it goes through a QC QA prognosis of all the materials that are going in and out of the factory, I don't have to worry about the license because the company itself has a license. If I wanted, for instance, like when I worked for Intel, if I wanted to make my own company, because while I was working for Intel, I considered making my own consultant company, right? So while I was working for Intel, my idea was to make my own consultancy. And in order for me to do that, I had to get a number of certificates.
Yeah.
And so those certificates range depending on what kind of work you're doing. And so, for instance, like when I worked for GE, I trained people on how to operate and how to fix pressure machinery, electronics and mechanical parts, because my job, my field was not confined to just doing electronics. It was also working with mechanical stuff, and it was also working with computer stuff, which meant software and firmware. But in order for you to make your own company where you're able to do all that stuff, you have to get a certification. And those certifications depend on what you're trying to do. So for instance, like with GE, in order for me to be able to start my own company, selling and operating and training people on pressure machinery, I'd have to get a metrology certification. And a metrology certification can go from anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 per year.
Just
Another
like
you're making it sound like way more difficult because it's like
in America,
sounds
these
difficult,
kids
but
come
it
out
is.
entitled
It
with like
is.
13 degrees, and I need to get this much money. I've been
Dude,
on a job site where people can't even bend 1-inch pipe properly, a 90 degree fucking bend. So I mean, hypothetically, knowing all the ins and outs on one side doesn't mean you can physically do it on the other side.
Is that when you're down south,
walking onto a job site with I got 7 certifications, isn't that like can you bend the fucking 90?
Yeah, exactly. And let me explain why the difference
Probably
is
not.
between that.
Can you pull wire?
Please fucking don't. I don't need an explanation of that. I don't need an explanation of that.
No,
like
you need this
all we're trying to fuck.
Well,
when you
literally
work down
do
south,
not.
we don't have unions, and the unions do not.
I know.
And the
last,
only way you can get
sides.
certified is through the corporations.
That's not
when
true.
You go up north, most of the people work for unions, and the unions provide you with the certifications and with the escalation process.
You're speaking for like a specific spot. I'm speaking for a specific spot as well.
Training is
great. You absolutely are. These dude, because in California here,
I think
I'm in California. None of that shit fucking applies over here.
Yes,
I can tell you it literally did. Dude, I literally fucking did it.
Training in the world. If you ever go to
can say you did. You can say it
about
does,
up north.
but then
For
I
instance,
fucking did it, and it doesn't fucking apply. So I'm telling you, it doesn't. I'm literally a walking, talking example to you in person here, telling you it doesn't.
And
good for him.
Just hear me out.
Good for fucking him. It didn't fucking apply to whatever the fuck I was doing for like 5 fucking years whenever I was applying any of the shit, running wires and doing all this shit. Like I did all that shit and you'd be like, well, it should. You need a certificate. It didn't fucking matter. No one fucking cared.
When you're running your own company, it does.
The only thing that mattered is that like you're not the one to actually attach it at the end. I would run all the wires right up to the point where
you're running the company.
No, the person who was running the company told me to do it the way that I did.
Exactly.
So he can come up and do it.
The company has to have the licensing. That's my point.
He was. He fucking was.
That's what I'm saying.
Then why are you making it like such a
I'm making the
jumping
point
through like 18 hoops.
When I was working at Intel, I was trying to start my own consultancy.
I know 3 people that own multi-million-dollar companies and don't own licenses, electricians. They hire people that have master electrician license.
That's true.
No, you get a contractor's license and you hire people out.
Of work you're doing to what scale, but the reality is like and that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
The reality is, I just say if you're going to do something in your field, it's best to know both, not only hands-on, get your hands dirty, but know the mentality game too. Go into something being as well prepared as possible. Don't think I've read 3,000 books on this. I'm an expert. Have you ever went out and fucking? I can read 3,000 books on fencing, how to fucking sword fight, and never pick up a sword. You think I'm the best swordsman in the world? So you got to make sure whatever you pick up,
whatever you read doesn't apply to actually whatever you fucking read.
A lot of people coming out of colleges nowadays are doing that. I got 17 degrees and I'm 3 bachelors. I got 4 masters. Have you ever had a job?
We got way off the fuck topic here.
Yeah,
our topics were actually trailers.
This is a good topic because this is a lot of what's going on. You know, because
it's a good topic, but it's like
spend a lot of money in college right now.
When you have to go through EPA and 6 Sigma inspections. It's a completely different thing.
Hold on. Like the problem is we're all just fucking yelling back and forth, and that's what I don't like. Well, technically on our mics to everyone else, we just sound like a fucking jumbled mess. We just sound like a jumbled mess. So if anybody wants to say something towards their perspective thing, go ahead and say your thing, but one at a fucking time, because it's that even on my end, it just sounded like, because I'm listening to it on the background, because I listen to not only my stream, but I listen to a second version of my stream on YouTube, and it just sounds like jumbled fucking garbage. And I'm like, we don't go ahead and fucking explain it then. Go for it.
So my whole point is that like when you go up north, for instance, my friend
I'm still listening. I'm driving a
mechanical engineer. And he worked up north. He works for a union. And like the further north you go, the more you deal with unions, where when you come down south, you're not dealing with that as much. And when you come down south, it's the corporations or the companies you work for that are dealing with those licensing issues. When you go up north, the further north you go, you're dealing with unions. And when you work for a union, it's a completely different situation. Now you're working as an apprentice. Now you're working as a journal. Now you're working as all these different stages, and you have to take tests and you have to pass them. And then when you pass those tests, it obligates you to complete those certifications, and the unions pay for those certifications for you. They don't do that in Texas. They don't do that down south. They don't pay for them for you. The companies own those certifications, and when you work for that company, you're under their thing, and that you can do whatever you want as long as they're instructing you on what they want and how to do it.
Yeah, where I live in North Carolina,
they won't pay for that, and that's like how that goes.
Yeah, where I live in North Carolina, it's the last south state there is before you get to the north, which is like Virginia, DC, all that shit.
Yeah, and y'all have unions.
We have a union here. It's not that strong because it's the first state of the South. But most people here all have licenses. They went to
we have licenses too.
Community colleges.
We have state licenses.
A lot of people got licenses, and it's that's good. You always want to be certified as something because schematics. We're using the electrical field as an example because that is like one of the top fields you should be in what we're getting at, or something similar as the military. You're like you can train all day physically and be physically fit as a motherfucker, be the fucking most swamp steroid motherfucker out of your mind, but you also need to know some kind of tactical combat skills, you know what I mean, and how to survive.
It's not just that. It's like, for instance, like I used to work for Bowie, Bell & Howell, and I worked under AT&T through them. And Bowie, Bell & Howell, what they did was they constructed printing machinery, which meant rollers, and basically it was rollers and what do you call them? The machines that slip in the different they fold the mail and then they envelope it and then they do all that stuff, but they also slip in, there's like a track. So it comes off the roller, it cuts it, and then it folds it, and then it sends it down this line where all these inserts are put into it, and there's all these insert machines. And sometimes the machines have an insert on them, sometimes they don't. It doesn't matter because the program itself tells you which ones it wants you to push and which ones it doesn't, and whatever you put in there, whatever. Then it goes down the line, and then what it does is it shoots air into an envelope. It shoves the paper into the envelope, sends it down, it sticks it, it rolls it, it sticks it, and then it lines it up on a grid. And then the people are able to pull out all the mail and put it into a particular bundle, right? So anyways, the company was a German company called Bowie, Bell & Howell. The company I worked for was AT&T because I was doing all the billing for AT&T. But basically all the mail was going on machines that were owned by Bowie, Bell & Howell. So anyways, the thing is, dude, I could fix that machine backwards and forwards. I could fix all the fucking firmware. I could fix all the computerware. I could fix all the hardware. They even had me rebuilding all the rollers and all that shit, dude. I was good at that shit. I was really good at it. But the point is that, dude, I wouldn't be able to operate all that stuff on my own without having a license. You have to have a license, a state license, to be able to do it. The unions help you achieve that through the union itself. So when you go up north and you're working for a union,
that's true to a certain extent.
You don't have to pay for it, but when you're down south, you have to pay for it on your own. And it may not be what you want to hear, but it's the truth. And my friend, dude, he makes so much money right now. He makes $180,000 a year.
So yeah, the truth is, sure. Jesus, man, you just won't like give in to. you're not on your own fucking stream, brother. Like I appreciate you jumping on. I had to mute you, dude. But like you're not on your own stream, and I get it, dude. We understand what your position is and or your disposition. The thing is like the things that you're talking about, you do realize that there are places and people and persons and whatever that deal with this stuff outside of unions and whatever. We realize that regulations, all that stuff are there for a reason. That's fine. People don't always abide by them, but they still get the shit done. You're talking about like literally, I don't know, like you might as well be reading out of a fucking book, bro, dude. It's all good. With that being said, Rocafella, what do you have going on? I know you got to leave here in a minute. Rocafella, where did he go? Did I mute everybody by doing that?
I'm coming back. I'm coming.
By the way, Mars Max, you can unmute yourself just by hitting Control D, even if I do mute you.
Yeah, like this.
It's not an insult. It's more just me doing that. It's or Control D. It's just a quick like, hey man, stop. Like just to get you to stop.
Yeah, I got you.
Like I know you know a lot about what you're talking about, probably a lot more than what we're talking about to a certain extent.
But we need to watch this trailer before I leave because
we have a couple trailers that we want to talk about, and that was like we kind of went off the rails with all the construction talk, which is not probably people are on here.
Different than what you think.
Lasso you in.
Yeah. Well, also you're on the different side of the coast, and I'm sure things are ran a little bit differently there. Also, I'm sure they're probably hopefully they're ran a lot better.
It's the same everywhere. It's just a different way of how they are able to accomplish it.
Yeah, stop. I'm sure they kind of are, but it's like,
yeah,
dude, man, just like calm down whenever you go into your explanations, because like you either know too much or something, but it's like as much as I know, I'm just like, oh my god, like you go off. It's almost like you read a user's fucking manual, and it's like, hey man, did you read fucking page 235? Because 235.
So on Cinnabia's channel earlier, she was talking about something about Dungeons and Dragons that she never played. I want to play Dungeons and Dragons on stream one time.
Hold on, I'm gonna give some praise to Mars Monkey Max here because it's actually super impressive because this guy fucking retains knowledge like a motherfucker. That is amazing. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah,
and it's not that it's not that anybody wants to hear it. Like oddly enough, if we were to chill on the background or whatever and be like, hey man, I need to know about code, blah blah blah, you'd be able to be like, boom, and you could probably pull it up because you seem like that.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to start an argument. I was trying to give you all a breakdown.
There's absolutely no argument. Yeah. Zero argument. Absolutely zero argument. No, it's all good. I'm just like, okay, wait. We need a break from that. Also, I know Rocafella needs a bounce here in a minute because he has to start his daily routine, which is probably, I don't know, jerking off, working out, and then I don't want to even say what he does next. Coffee and chill, and then, maybe jerking off again. Who knows? But I believe there is a couple of, like, they're not trailers, but they are what are they called? What are the mini trailers called nowadays?
Teaser trailers.
Teaser trailers. Let's go.
Amazon Prime had a nice little teaser break, so there's like
we had it for. I have not seen anybody talk about this one yet, so if I can be one of the first people to break this, that would be kind of cool.
Chat, man. Yeah, you put it in the name.
Ooh, wait, what do you mean? You can put it in chat, man.
I'm at the name of the title. I'm in the name of the title, bro. So remember how you get the clickbait? We're watching.
I put your name, man. You're the star. You're the star here, dude. Come on, you're the star here because you're so good at running my channel for me.
I apologize to y'all. I've been drinking a little bit too.
Dude, hey, brother. No excuses. We all have to. I was giving you shit earlier. I understand. Look, I've met plenty of people like you. You like to ramble, and you like to ramble about things that you're passionate about, and that's actually admirable. I actually really appreciate stuff like that. That's awesome. Just sometimes when you're doing it, if you're on a channel like mine, like we're probably not talking about that stuff for that long.
Yeah.
Like
I'm an electronics engineer. I get really
technical. That's all that is.
Yeah.
You're good people and you mean well. And actually, all you said is like probably nothing but facts, like which is awesome. So it's like,
it's not important.
Did we see Spider-Man Noir? That's actually going to be possibly something we show up. Let me go ahead and bring up what I have. And does this look like Spider-Man Noir?
Love your company. I said you get me out of this.
I tried.
Goggins.
Basically owns the world.
Last
the
act.
world, for that matter.
And do what?
What is this one?
It's over here, too. Cooper, we have a request for a new Coca-Cola partnership promo.
Whether you're kicking back in a luxury vault or sitting poolside on a hot summer's day, Nuka-Cola.
Oh, it's Fallout.
That's what I was saying, man.
I've got other things that I want to do with my career, you know?
I know.
Look, I'm an artist. I'm not some corporate pitch man.
I know. Need a new take on this atomic sunscreen, Coop.
Sunscreen. They sell underground living facilities.
It's advertising, Coop. Try not to think too hard.
Just because you're underground doesn't mean you've escaped the sun's harmful UV rays. Give your skin a warm grin with atomic sunscreen.
Oh shit, is this season 2?
Are we done yet?
Season 2 trailer right here.
Christmas is a time for family. It's also a time to party your asses off at the Lucky 38 Resort and Casino. We have high-stakes poker for mom and dad and high-security hotel rooms to lock up your kids while you paint the town red.
She's sexy, ain't she?
Yeah, she is.
Fallout Season 2, New Vegas, baby. What's going on?
That's for Amazon.
That?
I haven't
seen Amazon Season 2 trailer.
I didn't see Season 1. Was it fucking? I mean, that doesn't look like Amazon normally.
You didn't see Season 1, dude?
No.
Watch it.
I don't have
there's one bad character in it, and it's the. I don't want to say it's the diversity hire, but he is. Whatever.
So you got.
But he's the worst character.
He's not even that bad.
All the passive aggressive stuff between Syfaxx and Rocafella is hilarious. Yeah. Fuck you, Rocafella. God damn it. Like, dude, I literally gave him access to all of my stuff here. Like, hey, by the way, when you said you were like, hey, let me add my stuff, I think you can add your stuff to the media. If you have videos, you can add it on.
I can't add it to actual media. I don't know if there's no more room for it. If I'm like
send me a clip that you think is funny. I'll add it to the media assets and then just click them away, man.
I'll play it on YouTube.
By the way,
you do them anyways. It's all good.
By the way, Rocafella, I did not watch that show when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot of people talking about it, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll watch it. And it took me a little while. It took me about a half a year. It took me about 6 months. I finally watched it about 3 months ago. Dude, I was really impressed. It kept me excited. Like, it kept me involved in the show during that first season, which is much more than I can say for a lot of shows. So check it out, dude.
You know what I don't want to go off topic, but I just realized that today's Tuesday morning. So Andor, the last bit of Andor must have dropped last night, right? Does it drop Tuesday or Monday night? It dropped Monday night, right?
It's Monday.
It drops Tuesday nights.
Tuesday. Okay, so it drops tonight, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Am I too close or too far from my mic? Does this still sound better or worse?
You sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like,
I mean, Negro Snape.
I wish you guys would have told me this like
but
2 or fucking 3 weeks ago. But
when I told Snape I was like, it depends on what you're into. It's, you know, I can't say it's for everybody, but if you're into this kind of film, remember how we were talking about the film yesterday? We watched that one trailer, Syfaxx, and said it looks beautiful. It's shot amazing, Andor shot amazing. Whether you listen to it, like the story or not, you can't.
It looks good.
Shot amazing.
It's one of those shows that I'll probably eventually get around to watching. Look, and if anybody's been watching me through like maybe DA streams and stuff, like I actually went off on a Star Wars rant about how much I actually do not like Star Wars. Man, it's not that I don't like. I like the original Star Wars,
Disney, Star Wars.
What basically Disney, Star Wars, and beyond. I was just like. And it wasn't even just that. It was just like, I hate that every fucking thing is compared to Disney Star Wars. Every goddamn fucking thing is compared to Star Wars. And it pisses me off because everyone's like, oh my God, well, this is the Star Wars. This is this. And that everybody's just like, well, you remember they did this in Star Wars? And it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, make better comparisons. Do fucking better things. Like, everyone fucking goes back to it. And I started to get fucking heat. Like, it's you've seen me on here a bunch of times. I've gotten plenty of drunk. I've gotten plenty of whatever. And it's like, I think that was the most heated I've probably ever been on a stream ever. And I was like, I think that's maybe when people were like, dude, that guy's not messing around. And I'm like, actually, I'm not. It's like, I actually do have legit opinions on the movies and TV shows and shit that I fucking watch. And I care about the stuff that I watch because like it's my entertainment in my spare fucking time.
Yeah,
and when I have
at the same time, dude,
go ahead and explain to me why I'm fucking wrong.
No, you're right. I agree with you. But at this,
you're catching me at a heated moment. I'm gonna fucking battle against you fucking right now. Like,
so what the difference is between what you're saying, which I agree with you, because, and let me explain it like this, because anything that it doesn't even matter if Kennedy's involved or not. Anything that
I don't fucking care about Kennedy. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I never give a shit.
It's not.
I never gave a shit.
It's not going to be what
never gave a shit.
Star Wars originally was. But what I'm trying to explain to you is what people are talking about is.
I have no idea where. This isn't one of my clips.
Yeah, that's but what people are talking about is if you go back and you read the novelization,
I'm sure if I went,
the story's fucking awesome.
I scrolled through them all with like, I just turned them all with my nipple because I was like, Star Wars. Oh my God, Star Wars. This is so great. Star Wars.
That's the argument that's happening
behind it. No,
that's the argument that's happening.
This shit. No,
that's what's happening.
No, it's not what's happening. It's what's been there before, and now it's becoming even worse.
The storyline that happened before versus what Disney is doing now. Do you understand?
Rocafella, stop playing the clips, dude. I'm just stopping these clips.
No, that's what's going on. No, that's what's happening.
Wait, hold on. Andy's here. Hey, Rocafella, how much more time you got? Andy
actually, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have to roll out the door. But if Andy's coming in, Andy, what's up?
Dude, do you got to roll out or
I got to roll out like 3 minutes.
3 minutes? That's it?
Yeah, man. I gotta get ready. I mean, I didn't even brush my teeth yet, man. Maybe I can stay here and brush my teeth on the back if Andy wants to jump on.
That's fair. I can smell you from here. It's crazy. I'm in the fucking West Coast.
I got the dragon breath. You probably feel the heat coming off the microphone.
Syfaxx has strong opinions? No way. Yeah, you know what's weird is like every time I go to express them, like I get I don't want to say I get discarded, but it's more like the people who do recognize that it's like that motherfucker's actually going against the grain, kind of reach out to me or whatever. And that's
you're really not going against the grain.
No, I'm not going against it. Hold the fuck on. It's not that I'm not going against the grain because my dislike of what's going on now. It's my dislike for Star Wars in general. That's the difference. That's the fucking difference. Most people love fucking Star Wars, and I'm like, I feel like I can push back against Star Wars in general and what is going on. There's a fucking difference there. It's a very small fucking difference there. I understand that. That's hard to explain.
Disney?
Did I know? Like,
no,
come
wait,
on.
hear me out. Did you know that before
I've been
Disney
hearing
purchased Lucasfilm? Did you know that there were countries that actually had religions? I'm not kidding you. Religions based on Star Wars.
I'm sure the internet believes that. That's fine.
No, it's true. It's true. In Ireland and Scotland, there were actual religions based on Star Wars.
Dude, I know I've been drinking, but like, how much have you been drinking? Like,
I'm telling you the truth, dude. I'm being perfectly honest.
It's not religion. It's just outspoken people in certain areas that sound.
I'm telling you,
they're like giant cults.
Yeah, there were cults. All religions.
There you go. Cults. There you go. That's all it is, dude. It's just like a massive amount of people in a certain area all of a sudden sound like, we believe in so and so. Good job. And all of a sudden you got 20,000 or like maybe 15,000 people to believe in you. Ta-da, we have a fucking cult. Yeah, that's crazy and it's fucking ridiculous. But yes, that's not hard to believe in at all. Like I believe that gets corrupted all the time. I mean, shit, we have that here in the US all the fucking time. Shit, we got I don't know, we have this crazy thing called liberals. Look at that. Yeah. That's a massive fucking cult. It's crazy.
But the thing is that you have to understand that a lot of these religions and these
cults. Hold on. We got like I said, I'm gonna cut people off when I see people in the chat that I haven't seen. We got voice protagonist says Syfaxx has strong opinions. No way. I think I already said that one. We got Hold My DualShock says, hey, Sean, what's up, Andy? I'm sure that's Andy because he probably just got done getting his pump on. The motherfucker's out there just fucking lifting all the weights. Says, what's up, Rocafella? What's up? Yes, Rocafella is either taking a coffee break or a smoke break or something like that. But he's also going to be bouncing that, or he forgot to turn his camera off. Motherfucker, like, you'd think for somebody that I would literally gave the sacred right to be my co-host. What a sacred right. Oh my God. You have no idea what that means. That means you actually have access to my stuff and he can change stuff. And you can just, I don't know, remove your fucking camera, dude. But I mean, I guess I could remove your camera too. I don't know. I kind of want to leave it there in case he actually puts his headphones back on. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there as a shrine to his incompetence. Hey, what's up? What's up, dude?
Hi.
Look at that. Look at those shiny teeth. Look at that.
So my point is that a lot
of his teeth you ever came across, right, chat?
A lot of these religions and stuff were passed by
way
governments.
More yellow than yours.
A lot of these religions and stuff were passed in the UK government as being legal religions. But the point was that a lot of these religions are based off of the novelization and the things that we're not talking about with Star Wars today. And dude, if you read what I'm trying to explain to you is that if you read that stuff, if you read the old Star Wars,
I'm trying to tell you right now, I'm not gonna fucking read that shit because I don't like Star Wars enough. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Like, one thing, Max, you can sit there and tell me as much as you want and be like, if you read it, I'm not going to read it because I do not like it. I don't like the story. I don't like it that much. I like the original story, which is just a freaking. It's the most basic like hero's quest or hero's journey quest possible. I like stuff like that. That's the stuff that book I personally like. If this is not the channel that like I understand that I'm not going to emphasize and glorify shit like that, like the other stuff or whatever. Like I understand. Like, I'm not going to sit there and glorify the comics. I'm not going to be like, if you go into the lore, and by the way, if you go into little episode fucking like 87 of the
and I
comic
tell
book.
people
It's going to explain why Vader didn't do whatever. And I'm not saying you sound like that. I'm saying that when you say it, it sounds like that. That's all I'm fucking saying. It sounds like that in fucking context, you know, like it's like it sounds like it's like, by the way, you know, that's what it fucking sounds like every time you're just like, if you're like, and when I sit there and I absolutely tell you that I simply do not care. Like this is not my story. This is not my type of story. This is not the kind of thing that I'm interested in.
It's not for a lot of people.
Then that's fine. Cool. Can we move the fuck on then? Like
we can, but first, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta bow out. It's 6:15 on the East Coast.
Wait. We got one more trailer.
Okay.
You down for one more trailer? One more.
I wasn't stopping you.
We can make it quick.
No, hold on. I'm gonna type it extra slow just to put you 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't stopping you. I was just trying to explain why people are arguing.
That's a thing though, is like I already understand as soon as you say it, like I kind of understand, which is hard for people to grasp.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
This is the worst version of that. Okay, here we go.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Wait.
And you're right. Nobody wants to see it.
By the way, I'm such a professional YouTuber.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know what that is, but it looks awesome.
That was bad as shit. So I watched it.
So that's fucking Nick Cage as Spider Noir from the Spider Verse series, like the
black and white is
kind of animated, whatever. Like he's doing that in a live action version of it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That looks really fucking good, man.
It looks pretty badass.
For what I mean, just being
as far as that is, much,
yeah, that was really fucking good.
And then it's Nick Cage. It's going to be cheesy. It's going to be funny. It's going to be hopefully good. Like obviously, like all the like spider work or whatever, you know, when he's actually doing all the Spider-Man stuff. That's the only thing I'm concerned about is
that was good when he jumped in on the wall and he shot to the other wall. He ran into the door.
That looks good for a shot. That looks good for a shot. I mean, like how many girls look good after a shot, dude?
Yeah,
they look really a little bit better,
but it's enough to grab you.
It's enough to grab me. I don't know. We didn't get a lot
of like you take the shot and you're like, I'm a little interested. What's up? And all of a sudden, if she flew across the wall, you'd be like, I'm a little bit more interested, and then you'd be like, you know,
I really like.
I don't know how you pulled off that David Blaine fucking trick, but here I am, and like, what's going on?
When they had the bad dude standing there, it was like dark, and you saw a lightning flash, and you didn't really see much. Then you saw his fucking eyes turn on. That was a really cool fucking shot. Like you saw the spider.
Man, it was like, and then they did that snap clip, and it was like, and I was like, okay. And it was simple too. Like it wasn't like dark red or something, like almost simple. like a horror movie. It was as simple as like, ooh,
simplicity is enough to catch people.
This is what it'd be in a noir setting, where it'd be like, boom, we just
exactly
like, and it like stuff like that. It's like that is extremely intriguing.
I wonder if they'll save a lot of money on making it being black and white. I mean, because they don't have to do like color correction, a whole bunch of fucking CGI. The CGI can look shittier because they're kind of clouding it, being shadowed.
Nowadays, like with all the programs they have, they just take the color grading down, and they're just like they just film it normal, and they're just like whoop, and they just drop it down to whatever. It's like
it'll definitely save the resolution on my TV a little longer.
AI out there that's just like, let's drop it to 1920s or whatever, you know, and it's like, man, there you go. It's probably easy for them.
I think that looks good as shit, man. I don't have Amazon, but that's why I haven't seen season 1 of Fallout, the first you showed. But when that comes out, I'd be interested to get it for at least a month to check out.
You know what? You know what's crazy? That's what Clobbering Times, that's what he was saying that they should do with Superman and Batman.
R.I.P. to that guy. I've only heard him. I only heard him a couple times, but
that's what he was saying, because he grew up. Like the reason he became interested in comics in the first place was because he grew up watching Superman show back during the early 40s, 50s, whenever that fucking shit was. And he said, you know what'd be awesome for them to do is for them to do a Superman show that way, and then do a Batman series like based in the 60s.
Yeah,
that's what he was saying.
1 second. Let me do a couple shout outs. I see. I think I already did this. Good morning, Sergeant Garatina. How are you? Morning, voice protagonist. I thought Agatha all along was gay. That's a true statement. There you go. Karen Bass is a 12 pack. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm going to have to think about that one, but I'm assuming he's right. I'm all right, Andy. I'm taking a break from Discord a little while, but I'll still tune in to the later night stream. Right on, Georgina. Sup, fellas? DK Bones have been here, I believe, like basically since we started.
DK is awesome.
Like DK Bones, what's up? I'm Sean.
Hey, niggers.
Good morning. I'm just going one by one. How's it, DK Bones? From Andy that's more likely Andy from Hold My DualShock. Andy, dude, if you want a link, dude, I'll shoot you a link, man, and we can go over some of this stuff if you would like to. If not, I understand. You know, it's
I really got to head out the door though, man. So before you go anywhere, we're talking more of these.
Hold on. Let me
make it fast. I gotta go.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The bell gonna be ringing. Ding 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 ding.
Let me send you off with a bang.
Can I see some ID? Just kidding.
With the shotgun blast!
I've seen that.
Okay, Rocafella obviously has to leave.
Speaking of which, real quick, Rocafella, what's your schedule like, dude? Real quick, just
that's literally what I'm about to throw out there. So okay. Rocafella, sorry, that's how these ending intros usually go. By the way, it's like Rocafella. So what do you got coming up? What are you doing? And how's the rest of maybe your week going?
Dude, I'm doing bonfires and coffee 8:30 a.m. every day. If anybody want to watch me play video games and come hang out, it's just me playing video games. But Friday I do YouTube and chill, to where we do more shit like this. We discuss.
Wait. Hold on. You said you're doing YouTube and chill on Friday?
Yes, sir.
Wait,
what times?
Who do you got on there? Who do you got on there?
I like to bring in Syfaxx as a co-host.
Wait, no, not just me. No. I'm a nobody. Who else you got this week?
I bring in Quentin Edwards, and I also bring in Ann the North. They're always continuing.
No. There's a name circling around there. Go ahead.
I invited Syfaxx, and if she's able to, it'd be great to have her as a guest. And Uncle T is always on the agenda, but we never know if he's available or not. So.
Okay, so you do Mondays, and then you do like what times on the Fridays?
It is Monday through Fridays.
6 p.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just once a week, 2 hours, 6 p.m. on Fridays, and then 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Times, Monday through Friday, with drinking coffee and playing.
Okay.
Right now, currently playing Elden Ring again, but I'm sure we'll be going back to Sekiro sometime this week. I just gotta.
Dude, I'll come watch.
Get fucking ready for it. It's really hard.
Slap yourself into perfection on not just the parries, but actually doing the damage, dude. Come on, what are you doing?
I gotta get that damage up. That's my problem. And I can eat some fucking confetti and make my shit purple. You're the best around. I can start practicing more. Get my hands strong.
Dude, you know what my problem was? Is the stamina.
Get my hands
strong. Learning how to control the stamina. Like for instance, like on Neo, it's key. And so like it runs out so quick, and you have to learn how to use it right.
Dexterity.
That was my biggest issue with Souls games.
Well, look, they're hard as shit to play. The first one I ever played was Elden Ring. I played it for 3 years. It ain't no easy task, but anybody that's played it, go back and fuck with it. Use magic and make sure you're fucking your processor is burning, so you can see all the cool fucking fucking stars flying everywhere and frost tornadoes and fucking purple fucking meteorites coming
I
down.
don't have a problem with the graphics. It's about using the character right. It's about like implementing the right move at the right time.
Yeah,
and then
that comes
learning
time,
all
brother.
the magic.
The game is all about timing, and
it's all that time.
Yeah,
Come follow me,
Souls is all about
you get the pairing, you get the pairing down. You get the pairing down, which is awesome. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, brother. And thank you for being, an awesome co-host as awesome as always. And then
so
we'll continue on throughout the week. We'll see what times we're doing other stuff.
Love you,
And
Rocafella.
we'll let you know.
Love you too, brother.
Hey, man.
Have a
great day, brother. Peace out.
Peace, Syfaxx. Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Whoa. Okay. All right. With that being said, is there anybody in the chat that would want to jump on and join us, or me and Mars Monkey Max to talk about, I don't know, maybe some of the trailers we talked about? I will bring them up. I mean, they're only like 30
Dual
seconds.
Shot's up here. What's up, Dual Shot?
Well,
is it Andy?
I ask, but I'm not going to just send them to him unless they. I guess I could just send them to them anyways, but if they show up, I guess I am lucky enough to know these awesome people, and if they want to show up, they're welcome to show up.
All these people are awesome anyways. Sean,
Dude,
Rafa, y'all,
let's be honest. Hold on. Let's just be honest and let's just be fair. What is great about even like a stream like mine, right? So and this is crazy even just to say my stream is great, which is an egregious statement, but or an egregious statement in general. But what happens is there's a bunch of awesome people that show up all the time. And it's all the people who actually rock with you. So even though I may get like 5 to maybe 20 people, and I only have 200 people who are following me or whatever, are subscribers, but the 15 to 20 people that rock with me actually fucking rock with me. I can say that is a very different fucking thing than when people have 2,000 to 5,000 people and they get 40 to 50 people that show up for them. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's still a good thing. It's just like the 20 to 40 people that rock with me when I got 200 versus there. It's Steiner math. You know what I mean?
It's Steiner math.
And when I say it's Steiner math, I mean it's like this.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning. If we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie. I got 141% chance of winning. I got 141% chance of winning. You don't know. You don't know.
The girl was looking at him like, "What the fuck is he saying?"
Dude, you can see the confusion in everyone else's eyes. Like once he starts kind of going off script, he was just like he just went with it. The funniest part about it is if you actually listen to it, he's actually right for like half of what he's saying.
Yeah,
like half of what he's saying is like that's
including
actually pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Like even towards the end, he's kind of almost spot on, but it's like he's just missing a little bit, but it just sounds so funny and it just sounds so ridiculous that everyone's like, what is happening? But then you like if you actually sit there and add up the numbers, you're like, That's actually not that.
That's not
Like
bad.
you're not that far off, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
there were a
like you're
couple of them that
off.
were a little off, but no,
You're
he
off,
was
but
pretty
you're not
right.
that
Yeah.
far off.
Yeah. Hey, the guy on the right, that was the Egyptian, wasn't it? Isn't his name the Egyptian?
I don't think it was the Egyptian. Like, so I think he was the guy who originally wore that like chainmail thing, and then Scott Steiner
Yeah.
wore the chainmail thing. Yeah.
I remember WWF, and there was
So
the
I remember
Egyptian.
WWF as like, so there was the WCW Nitro game in like on the N64, and I loved
Yeah.
that game. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then they came out with a card game, and
Yeah.
I've said this story a bunch of times, but you'd pick your wrestler, and then the other person picked their wrestler, and then you had your decks. And the way to beat the other person's decks was, excuse me,
Based on
to
stamina, endurance, and all that.
was to deck them. So
Yeah.
you had to eliminate their deck versus
Yeah.
and I've never heard anybody else that have ever actually played that game. But I was like, I actually really liked that game back in the day,
That's the way the
because it
old
was like
Marvel cards
you would lay down like a bunch of like tables and chairs and ladders, and all of a sudden you hit a move, and all of a sudden you deck them for like 25 cards, and it was like, oh shit, like you hit them
Yeah.
with a special on top of that, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you just win. And it was like it was fun. It was a different experience.
I used to have well, I still do. I have all the Marvel cards from the early 90s, and the reason why I have them is because of what you're saying. Because we used to play that shit we were teenagers, and we used to play that. And if you won against, you could choose what, like you could like play somebody for
Hold
a
on.
certain card.
Like I said, I always point out people's comments first. Agreed, Negres. Even though I thought the first couple episodes of season 2 was a bit of a slog, the quality was always on point. Yeah, I haven't. That's they're talking about Andor. With that being said, hey, Andy, do you want a link to the stream? Like, did I not send you one? I'll send it to you. You can jump on and shoot your grievances, brother. Like, it's all good.
And by the way,
I don't know how long I'm going to go on
about
for.
trying to convince you that Superman was going to be a comedy.
No, like actually, I don't think you need much convincing on that. I think that's actually, I think that's kind of like word of mouth on top of like what we've seen.
I went hard on it.
Well, maybe that night you did, but hold on. Here we go. Hold my DualShock. Bam.
Pretty drunk right now, but I'm not that bad.
Andy, you got the link if you want to jump on, dude. Also, Negris, related to your guys' topic, the Monday Night Wars were amazing. What a moment in time. Monday Night Wars. So when I stopped watching wrestling was like around. So the Attitude Era, like basically once the Attitude Era ended, I think I was in like 7th grade, maybe 8th grade. Like
what year was that?
I was 2006 or 2005, 2006.
See, I stopped watching in 1991.
Yeah, so that's a much older era. But yeah, the Attitude Era was actually relatively interesting. I felt, but so obviously you're a little bit older than me. It's like I said, I'm on the wrong side. I just turned 36, so.
No, I'm 46, so yeah, it's not that
literally a 10-year difference.
Yeah, it's not that.
But a decade makes a big difference in a I don't know,
in the corporation
in a franchise like that. Whereas like where they went from like kind of doing almost, I don't want to say backyard shows, but they were doing kind of minimalistic stuff to where they were kind of highlighted to where all of a sudden they were like mainstream. Like they did all that within like a 20-year span. And I felt like when I was growing up, I felt like I grew up around like the peak of that 20-year span.
Yeah.
That was something that was awesome. It was like, oh, I saw before the Attitude Era into the Attitude Era,
You
and
saw
everything
when The
kind of.
Rock became big. Yeah.
I saw like that like Stone Cold, like even the Undertaker, who was already very known, but like he blew up a lot more, and then he changed. Like in the time that I was watching wrestling, he changed like 2 to 3 times. Like he went from like the Dead Man to like the American Badass, back to the Dead Man. You know, like he changed in the time that I was watching, and I was like, when I think about it, and I really think about it, it only lasted maybe like 4 years of like, I don't know, my childhood or something, you know?
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like I would love to meet the guy. I would love to shake
for
his
sure.
hand or something. That would be amazing
Yeah.
because it's like, dude, you're awesome.
See,
you
my
did
time was Hulk
you did
Hogan was
great.
like the big one, and then like you had like Ric Flair, you had what's his name, Randy Savage, you had Coco Beware, you had the Ultimate
So
Warrior.
Snape says, I love
Yeah.
how people just forget Cena was a wigger. Look, Cena was actually outside of my time. That's like my time frame is before like all these kind of new names that came around, like even Cena or Batista and stuff like that. I never got to saw them wrestle, or they weren't
Same.
in the they weren't around when
Yeah.
I was watching, kind of deal.
I
And
knew
then when they
about
blew
them.
up, I
Yeah.
knew that they were wrestlers. That was
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I was like, oh, this is a big name new wrestler. That's it.
Exactly.
That's all I knew about them.
Mhm.
And so that, I mean, that was, I guess it was interesting or whatever, and to see how far they've come and how
Yeah,
much they
kept up
blew
with their
up.
careers a little bit, but didn't really
Well,
know who they were.
those are the only two that I can think of outside of The Rock who went the movie star route, where they're like, holy shit, we can take this and then run with the movie star route. And then like Cena, as much as you know that he had that like what is it, the China Taiwan feud bullshit that he had to apologize for.
Yeah,
But it's like, outside of that, he's actually pretty fucking funny. Like he's like, to see that guy, like that size of dude being like ridiculous is kind of funny. And then Batista, you see him, you can actually see him grow as an actor through a bunch of the roles that he's been in, through like Guardians and onwards. And it's like you can see him actually become, I don't want to say a good actor, but he's fine. Like he's an okay
well,
actor.
I see it with The Rock too.
Compared to, I want to say that I want to say this with the caveat is like saying, compared to other wrestlers who have tried to do this path, like even Steve Austin, whatever. Like I've always loved Steve Austin. I used to wear a 316 shirt. I used whatever. Like there's some people, they just can't act on screen. They just don't get it. Whatever. It's like some things don't click. Whatever. And it's like, it just doesn't work. There's a couple people who if it worked for it, like The Rock kind of worked, but he was just playing himself
but you saw him
in just different roles. Well, he kind of grew, but he never, well, no, we literally saw him grow, but he never actually grew as a fucking actor. Like he never became a better actor. He just literally grew. But then you saw like John Cena. I felt like John Cena actually grew as an actor. Like I
think so. Yeah, you're right.
He's actually okay to watch. Like I'm actually like, I don't mind seeing you and stuff. Like I don't see you as the same person every time that I see you, and everything is type of deal.
Another thing, that
which is what a lot of these guys need to stray away from, because you've been in the spotlight for 10 to 15 fucking years.
That's
and it's
right.
Like, and it's like, okay, well now you need to make me believe you're not that fucking guy right there. Every now and then they throw in that one scene that brings that back, which is fine.
That's boring.
But Batista, I feel Batista is the one that has succeeded the most, because he's the only one that I haven't seen who is like, I need to drop like a signature move of mine on a Guardians film or some shit.
Yeah,
unless I
exactly.
missed it.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do, and I'm gonna be an actor first. And like, he wasn't all that great, but even the first Guardians film is still a lot of people's favorite Guardians film. So he still really did decent in that. And
Yeah.
to see him go from there, like, he still is really good, and he's funny. Like, he has very good comedic timing and stuff
I
like
think The
that.
Rock grew a bit. I think The Rock grew quite
He
quite a
grew
bit.
and then he stilted. Like, he just
Yes.
fucking he just
Exactly.
stopped. He
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, once I got this semi worn out gray shirt going on, this is my character all the time." So what the
You
fuck
could
was
really
that?
see that during that Disney film, The Jungle something. The Jungle.
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, that's it. You could
Hold on,
really see it
let me
there.
go ahead. I have the last one pulled up.
What I was going to tell
Rose,
you
the
was
easy.
that
Hold on. Let me go through these comments real quick.
all right.
Rose, the ECW days were awesome. I didn't watch the ECW, so I'm sorry about that. And you remember the Dudley Boys with the 3D, hitting them with the 3D through the table. And then I heard the backstory about like dropping the dropping of the table on there. That, yeah, dude, I love that. Each and every single one of you is a dysfunctional, toxic relationship, including that kid here, right here, John Cena. Hey, you know, Rocafella, how about you go sip your coffee and go fuck off, and then moderate the next. How about you just go ahead and just I don't know, pull up clips on the next channel, you motherfucker. Even though your channel's bigger than mine, you asshole. Like, no, Rockefeller's awesome. Thank you for coming on, brother. Hopefully you have a safe drive and you get your, I believe it's your nephews to your next thing. Whatever. I'm not going to explain more for that, but John says, "Don't touch his forehead." I don't know what that means. Negro Snape, same Mars. I knew of them, but I didn't really watch. See,
He's
this
talking
is
about
why
wrestling.
I'm sure he is, but it's like I don't remember the comment that was made about it. This is why, like, when I say I want my I want my chat to be interactive to what we're talking about
Yeah.
at the time that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk to, like, I don't want to say that other people aren't doing their jobs. I mean, it's my job to be able to run a chat in general. But when I'm involved in conversation and it's my stream, like, I feel obligated to respond to everything. So I don't have time to click on everything. So
Yeah.
that 316 King of the Ring speech, 316, I just whooped your ass. Dude, I wear a 316 shirt back in the day in like fifth grade. And in fifth grade, this is before all this political bullshit went on. Like, they learned what 316 meant and they made me turn that shit out in like fifth grade.
And I agree with Negro. George Lazenby deserved another film.
The Rock put in hard work to become an actor, but like you said, he never really improved. He didn't. He absolutely, like, he just went from The Rock to I'm The Rock with a different shirt on. Like, that's all he did.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
like I think the only thing, oddly enough, which I have no idea why I saw this fucking movie, but he did that movie, The Tooth Fairy, right? So he was like this ditzy kind of, like, he was like, he had to.
That was probably his best film.
It's probably his best acting career thing.
Yeah.
If I were to rewatch it now, it might actually be
that in the Disney
Sean,
film Moana.
Sean says,
is that right?
Oh no, not even close to so many bad ones. He was bad, but far from the worst. All right. Excuse me. That 3D movie the 3D move was unforgiving. Yeah, the 3D. Well, remember, like, they started, the 3D was just like, it was like a glorified diamond cutter. It was like one guy dropped him and then the other guy, and then it becomes like the RKO. Like, everybody uses the same fucking move. They just do it in a different version and they play it off as it's stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I created a move that I have not seen ever used on the fucking WWF, as I remember it, WWF. I don't know, as a finisher that I think would be a way fucking cooler finisher than so many things that I've ever seen. And I'm like, I have no idea how to like send it to him other than doing it. But it's like, I've never seen it done. And I used to like practice it on my friends when I had like a water bed and we'd all fuck around when we were little kids and we're watching wrestling. And I'm like, nobody ever did this. And I was like, this move seems way cooler than anything I've seen. But okay.
Yeah.
Like I literally got a straight up signature move, man. Like I'll fucking end your shit. Like
not only that, but, I had a Cobra.
Sean, go ahead, finish.
I had a Cobra, this like Cobra base, like from G.I. Joe. I had this like Cobra base. It was an actual Cobra, and you could fold the back end of it. And dude, I caught a grass snake one time, like a baby grass snake, and I kept that fucker in there for like 2 weeks. And my mom came in there, she found it. She's like, "You didn't let the snake go." I went out to take that snake out, dude. That fucker bit me.
What does that have to do with WWF?
No, it's because you're talking about bunk beds, and I was remembering that time when
I literally didn't talk about bunk beds.
You did. You were talking about when you had bunk beds and you were watching wrestling.
No, I had a water bed.
I had bunk beds.
Okay, no, I had a water bed, not bunk beds.
Okay,
but different. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Sean, those were cheesy, not lame, but those were cheesy, not lame, Batista, and this coming from a massive Bond fan. George Lazenby deserved another film. All right, fair enough. Sergeant Garagini says, "Oh my God, Syfaxx." I don't know what that was a reference to, but see, that's why I would like to respond to people in time with what they're talking about. With that being said, hold on. I might have a clip for. You know what? I'm just going to play an old one.
John Cock! John Cock!
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
We got Andy from Hold My DualShock. What's going on, Andy? How you doing?
What's up, Andy?
Guys? How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Like, what are you up to?
I just woke up.
He just opened it.
Just woke up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have to talk about, good sir? I was hoping to see if I could, like, I'm sure maybe Mars Monkey Max here could hold down for a minute, but I need to use the restroom.
You can just call me MMM.
Grab MMM. Sure.
Yeah.
So we got a triple M here. Like we got a triple M and D, but I want to use the restroom real quick. But I'm down to keep talking for a minute. I just need to use the restroom real quick. So if you guys can hold it down, do you want anything you want me to pull up or anything you want to talk about, or can you guys hold it down?
I'm waiting for Andy to go and explain.
Yeah, you go ahead. You got it. You can hold it down.
Yeah, Mars, go ahead.
What's up, Andy?
What's
going on?
Hold on. Let me go ahead and start it off. So Mars Monkey Max. So are you a wrestling fan in general? Like you've seen some of the.
I used to be when I was in my before my teens, like 13 and below, and not after.
Okay. Well, look, you seem like somebody who actually recalls a lot of events, and
I do.
Like that's not a bad thing at all. But but you actually can recall them in a lot of detail and whatever. So with that being said, I'm going to go use the restroom. What do you think about one of your favorite events you've ever seen in the WWF, not the WWE, if you know what I mean? Like what is one of your favorite things that you've seen? Like what's your favorite match? Like
the first time I saw The Undertaker. I think that was the coolest. Go ahead, Andy.
Sorry, I lost you guys. What'd you say?
No. He was asking me what was the coolest thing I saw when I was watching WWF, and I think it was the first time I saw The Undertaker. That was it. He was asking you what you've been up to and what's going on.
Oh, I just woke up. I had pulled an all-nighter last night before we did all of our streams.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So I crashed this about midnight last night. I woke up to hear you boys talking.
Where do you live? Do you mind if I ask, like, what part of the globe?
We live between Louisiana and Texas.
Oh, okay. I live in Texas.
Okay. What part?
I live in Houston.
Yeah, we have a place in like East Texas, and then that we are developing, and we live in Louisiana most of the time, though.
Okay. Yeah, that's a cool area. Yeah. Except during the summers.
It's crazy hot. It's crazy hot.
So, anyways, what's been going on, man? What stories are you chasing?
What was that? What stories?
Yeah.
I don't know. We've been watching Andor and The Last of Us. So we've been talking about that a lot. What about you?
I watched Andor, but I have to admit, I was not very enthusiastic about the first 7 episodes.
I feel the same. I think it got significantly better. The last couple episodes. I just thought the first ones were like, the whole rape stuff was like kind of cringe and all. But I mean, my biggest problem with the first 7 episodes was it felt boring. I struggled to care, which is crazy because now all of a sudden I'm like super invested. But it's like the complete opposite. Like in season 1. From the opening sequence of Andor, I thought it was really compelling. Just when he's in the rain and he shoots the guy, I was like, "Oh, this is how you start a series." And then this season, I was like, "God, this is slow."
Okay, I'm totally sorry that I left on the wrong sentence there, which was like, "Hey, what did you think about this one thing?" And then it was only a question directed at Mars Monkey Max. He answered it within like 1 second, and I was like, "At my steps." And then it was like, I don't want to say it was awkward, but it was like, "Hey, let's fill in time." But my bad. I should have asked like 2 or 3 more questions after that.
You caught the whole thing, dude.
Oh no, I have my headphones in the whole time, so I can hear everything. I was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up," but I was like, "I need to use the bathroom real bad." So, with that being said, let me go ahead and scroll through some of these comments here. Like we got the lovely Sherry, who's always coming.
Hey,
in.
Sherry.
Sherry, what's up, lovely Sherry? Let's give a shout out to the lovely Sherry. And he sounds like he popped an AMEL. No, he just sounds different on the setup that he's not on normally, which is funny. You know, what's funny is so you sound different on your main setup, and then on this setup, you sound different. But in person, because I got to meet you in person, we got to hang out and whatever. And he actually just sounds like his normal setup. He sounds like his normal setup all the time, unless you're just putting on a front, man. But
always just putting on a front, yeah.
If that's what it is, then then you're doing a good job. With that, we got Cinevere. Hey, cuties in the chat and on the panel. What's up, Cinevere? Hey, Cinevere, if you want a link to the stream, I will shoot you a link. You are more than welcome. You're always welcome on here anytime.
Yeah. Great to see Cinevere's back on the mend. I know she wasn't feeling good.
Yes. When it wasn't my place to sit there and talk about her stuff, but she told me she wasn't doing well, and I wished her well, and I was like, I was hoping to hear back or see when she posted again. And when she posted again and started doing well, I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I don't know, she's just a massive sweetheart, right? Isn't she just
massive?
Like, I gave her a lot of hell on her
just massive sweetheart. No, she's actually super awesome. Syfaxx, get a picture. Picture of what? I got a 12 pack of beer for like really cheap tonight.
I kept talking about bugs.
What's your go-to? I wish I could I don't know what happened, but I got logged out of everything, so I can't even type in the chat on StreamYard. It's so annoying.
On mine?
No, on everything. So right now, I can chat with you guys, but if I wanted to comment here in StreamYard, it doesn't work. It's so annoying.
Oh shit! Hold on. Do you not bring up because whenever I'm on anything I bring up StreamYard and a YouTube, and then I know the only way to hold on. Let me bring up my YouTube real quick. I'll make you a moderator.
I'm saying there's something happened on my computer. I got logged out computer-wise of every single program, every single thing I use for work. I had to
So we got more stuff from Lovely Sherry saying, "Good morning, Sergeant Cinevere's Fish." Oh, Cinevere's Fish is in here. Oh, and Mars Monkey Max.
Microsoft problem?
Dude, Mars Monkey Max is in here. Fuck that guy. Hey, Mars Monkey Max. Fuck that guy. That guy's why is he in here?
Microsoft problem.
Cinevere, hey, I appreciate my throat's a bit sore. I'm sipping some ramen to ease my throat. Hey, I don't know if that's the way to ease your throat, but okay. Whatever works for you. You guys are you guys are darlings. Hey, Cinevere, we love you. You're always welcome. Wherever we are, you are always welcome to join the bonfire. You know how it is.
Cinevere is the best.
12-pack. Watch out, Karen Bass. Okay, I think we're almost caught up. Me either, and mine is D. I have no idea what that means.
That's me.
Damn it, Rocafella. Yeah. Oh, and D. Oh.
Of course I know.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. But DK Bone says, maybe next time I can join or I can come when you are on. DK, look, so not just DK Bones or even I've known Monkey Max for years here on YouTube. Right on. She seems awesome. I know she has a lovely profile picture.
She is. Sherry's everywhere. She's awesome.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, I will say this again. If you guys come on to my streams or my channel or whatever, when I'm doing these things, more than likely you're welcome to join. You just have to simply go to @Gallows the Media, send me a message, or if you know any of these people on here, if you don't want to even message me, just because you're like, fuck that guy, but I still want to join his channel. If you know anybody on here and they're willing to send you a link, it's all good. I will say this: if you have a shitty mic, I'll probably kick you. That's how it is. I'm sorry. I can't deal with that. I have one headphone in. If all of a sudden I just hear for 5 fucking minutes, I'm just gonna be I just want to uppercut your whole fucking family, like what Andy just did. Yeah, but if he did that for 4 more minutes, I'd be like, Andy, you're gone, dude. And I know Andy. I've met him in person. He's literally given me gifts, gifts of from his origin, and. You know what? I appreciate the hell out of it. I don't know if they're any good now. I don't know if I should eat them, but
maybe not. To answer Sean, Mac or PC, I'm now running both. So I have a Mac and a PC. I love PCs, but I gotta tell you, the constant updates are killing me. And then for my work, God, a Mac is so convenient. Just AirDrops alone for what I do makes my life so much easier.
See, I'm the opposite. I have a Windows PC, but I don't have a lot of updates, so I'll have to go searching for a lot of drivers.
That too, it's getting so annoying.
Dude, for my PC is basic Windows whatever, and then even my phone, my phone's an iPhone, right? And I was It didn't need to update forever. I plug it in every night, probably everybody does when they go to sleep. And when you do that, it naturally just updates. And all of a sudden it updated for something that happened 6 months ago. And it fucked with my headphones to where when I was on a live stream, it took my headphone capability away to update because it also updated the headphones at the same fucking time. and it was like that 18.1 or something update, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because like I restarted my computer, I did all this sorts of shit. Like I felt like I was jumping through hoops, and I was like, all I want to do is be able to hear. I just want to be able to hear. Like usually I can I bought like a Bluetooth connection to plug into my computer because my computer's old as shit. And I was like, I just want to be able to hear who I'm talking to. That's it. Like I don't think that's a big ask here. And all of a sudden it was like, well, dude, your phone said fuck you, and then through that it also said fuck you. And on top of that, hold on, I'm not done.
Yeah.
When that was done, it was like I looked up the update, and it was like every time you take this every time you like switch your headphone to your computer or your PC, you have to re-log into it and do like a whole little like click thing through your phone and or your PC. Like it was like an extra 2-step process type of deal, to where it used to be I could just click a button and it'd be like connect and or disconnect. That was it. And that's how I've been rocking all this stuff for the last, like, I don't know, probably just under a year. And all of a sudden it was like, fuck you. And I was like, what the hell is this, man? What is happening? Like that, it kind of sucked. But I mean, now I feel like now it's more like synced up, and now it kind of understands what the fuck I'm doing. I have no idea, but it took a minute. But the first couple of days I was pissed, man. I was super pissed.
Let me tell you a story, dude. I was working for Intel probably
again.
No, just hear me out. I was working for Intel probably between 2013 to 2016, somewhere around there. My job was to evaluate all these different phones, from iPhones, Samsung, Motorola, Nokia. My job was to basically evaluate them and see if there was any security risks, how well they operated. I had a power system that would test their power, would test all their functionality. I would do we're talking about deep dive stuff. Dude, you know what we called the Samsung? You know what we called the Samsung Galaxy 3 back then?
You kind of already told this story, man.
No, I didn't. Do you know what we called the Galaxy 3? We called it the iPhone killer. That was its nickname. And it wasn't just in my division. It was
that's literally from a movie, but
it was Microsoft. It was from the Microsoft divisions. We all called the Samsung Galaxy S3, we called it the iPhone killer. And the reason why was because it exceeded all of our tests. All of the tests that we did, it exceeded way above iPhone. And I never switched. I've always been on Samsungs ever since. I'm on a Galaxy 23s now. And I have no problems. I remember when
I believe that. I know a bunch of people like that. But
yeah.
Hey, Andy, are you available?
What do you mean?
You're what?
What do you mean?
No, I mean have you seen the two kind of teaser trailers that have dropped?
I saw the Spider-Man Noir one.
So Spider-Man Noir, but did you see the Fallout 2 one?
No.
Okay.
I was asleep, I'm assuming.
I mean, it's, to be fair, it's exactly what you assume it'd be. But
does it look good?
I think it looks good. I mean, it looks like what you would expect it to be. That's the problem. Like I had a bunch of friends send me these, like, they were like, "Hey, here's the new trailer," and there's like, "This isn't a trailer; it's a fucking teaser trailer." because they know I'm doing this YouTube stuff now, and they're like, check this out, show it off. And I'm like, these aren't trailers, these are teaser trailers. It's you understand it's a difference, right? But they don't understand it's a difference. So whatever.
I don't subscribe to the teaser trailer. I don't like to be teased.
I don't either. Like even when you guys review certain sites and stuff, like I almost feel like I would technically be leeching off of like your sources, but it's not your sources. I mean, it's just like Variety, Crave, or whatever. And I'm like, well, I just got to it behind this. Like I got to it behind, and I'm like, I guess I could make my own video on it. But it's like most of the time, I don't know. Most people say what the fuck I would be saying anyways, but maybe a less, like you guys say it less crass than I would. I'd be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? This cunty ass mother. Like I'd be like, I don't know, throwing all the curse words at it. So I mean, if somebody wants to watch that, I mean, I can make those videos, but it's gonna be kind of the same shit. But unless there's something that actually intrigues me, which doesn't seem like it's the fucking case.
Yeah, the problem with
Andy and Katie have met me. Do I seem like I'm that much of a different person in person, other than like I'm quiet when we're out in public because I'm, I don't know, a decent fucking person? Like other than that, it's like behind the scenes is like, yeah, I can get fucking loud and maybe a little annoying. Like, okay.
I would say you're pretty much the same. Yeah. I don't know why I paused. I yawned. Made it sound like a dramatic pause.
It's like, wait, no, he didn't look like he wanted to kill somebody. He just looked like he wanted to kill somebody. Like, what? No, like none of that should happen. But I don't know. I can say this with absolute certainty that everybody that I met out there, like the main people I wanted to meet was actually Andy and Katie, like because I knew DA wasn't gonna be there. I've also met DA in person, but it's like Andy and Katie have been I don't know, like the more nicer people to reach out and be like, hey, you want to join our stuff or whatever, or like jump onto whatever we're doing for Thursdays and whatever. And I was like, I mean, thank you. Yes. Like my small ass channel. Of course I would. This is fucking great. So that was immediately great. But then it's like, we are all going to the same event. And then they helped me out with a situation that I'm not going to speak about on here, but they were super nice about that. And like what the hell? Like I barely even know these people, and they were just fucking awesome the whole fucking time. So
what are you talking about?
I talking about literally hold my DualShock. The only other person on here right now.
No, because you were saying they, and I was like, who?
Well, they is Andy and Katie. Like, so when I met them, I mean, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Unless Andy is like, they is we. Like, unless he does some weird shit like that in the background. I don't know. That's his own thing. That's their own thing. But I doubt that's like that at all. But they were nothing but the nicest fucking people. And they were nothing but sweet to me. And I can't help but say, hey, thank you, brother. I know I've probably said it plenty of times, but
yeah, y'all are really nice cool. And really cool.
Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea.
You guys are crazy. We're some of the most toxic people online.
Really? The most toxic people online ever. The worst people online. The thing, I was even saying this earlier, but what I found that was the funniest is like, even when you guys met me, you were like, hey, what's up, Syfaxx? And it's like, you guys actually know my name. But you were just like, you instantly greeted me as Syfaxx. And I was just like, fuck it. The only person who called me by my real name that whole fucking weekend was when you called Peter. Like, because apparently Peter knows my name. You like, yeah, you called him in the kitchen. And Peter was like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he said my name, and I was just like, "My name's not hard to find. I get that." But he was the only one that whole fucking weekend. I got used to actually being like, I kind of like it, almost like I don't want to say reconfigured what I was hearing all weekend, but it kind of did. But it was like I got used to hearing, like, it took me a second, but it was like, oh, that name is like my handle, whatever. Boom, like that's what I respond to. Here we go. And then you called Peter and you put him on speakerphone, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he said my actual name, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy talking to?" It took me like half a second, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?"
Well, now I'm wondering.
It was so funny.
Andy, do y'all catch a lot of flack on your channel?
Near constantly.
Really?
Constantly.
Oh,
bro,
100%.
Bro, I mean, even channels with like soy takes will, get crazy. But I mean, because we're so opinionated, like every single, and the fact that because there's two of us at any given point, not including guests, and we're not like, we almost never agree on stuff. Like there's always somebody that's pissed.
Wow. That's crazy, for real.
Oh yeah.
How much percentage would you say?
5. I would say 5.
Of like anger, it as much as 50%.
Whoa!
Really? From your like your
yeah.
So like when you open up your YouTube studio thing, you see like 50% hate.
No. Like on so for instance, it depends on the topic. So for like a perfect example, like with the DC, our opinion has been the same since day one. I don't think you should have to choose between different universes. I like the idea of Elseworlds. I have no problem with James Gunn making his universe, but I like to see these other universes completed. I don't like that Warner Brothers making it like an either or,
Yeah.
Because as a comic fan, I have no problem with Elseworlds, and I don't like how long it's taking for like the Batman Part 2 and just all these other things, right? From the first video we were doing, it was like a 50% people being like, "Fuck these people," because it's
Andy yawned, kicked him.
As people have gotten increasingly disheartened with the marketing around Superman, it's up to like a 90% like ratio. It's crazy. Like you could actually see over the past year, it like start ticking up, and then in the past like 3 months, with how bad the marketing's been, it went from like a base of like 70-30 to like 90-10. People like, yeah, no, this is not good.
Wow.
But yeah.
So Rafa Balde says, same thing with one of my mates from college. We started calling him by the name of the city he's from, and it just stuck with that. I mean, do people get nicknames like that all the time? Like, I understand, like that's something like let's say the military does, right? It's like, hey, Mississippi, what's up? What's up, Mississippi? Or Minnesota, or I don't know, California, where the fuck you're from, but you all end up in the same fucking base.
City.
You just end up in the same fucking base, and it's
the
easy way.
When I was in the army,
it's not a disgruntled. It's not a way to discourage you. It's an easy way to identify you.
That's right. Yeah, but when I was in the army, there was this guy. Everybody thought this guy was gay. Everybody. I spoke with this guy once. I never treated him bad or anything. I never treated him bad or anything. And I was always nice to him. I was always kind to him. He always came through whenever I needed anything done. He worked in the mechanic section. I worked in FDC. And so he was a great soldier. He always did his job. Anyways, people are always joking about it because he acted very feminine, but I always respected him. He always did his job. He always outperformed most of the other people in his section. And I remember when he was leaving, he shows up, dude. This guy, he told me, he said, you have to understand, I was raised by 3 women. I don't know anything else. They raised me in a hair cutting salon. He's like, I've never been able to shake it. People have always accused me of being this or that. And I was like, yeah, I understand, dude. I was like, but you've always been professional. You've always been good at your job. Dude, this guy, when he was leaving, he shows up. Dude, his girlfriend, when he shows his fiance, when he shows up to say goodbye to everyone, he comes to the barracks. His girlfriend was one of the hottest girls I've ever seen in my life, dude, for real. And this dude was like thanking me. He hugged me. He introduced me to his fiance. She was the nicest girl you'd ever meet. And all these people, all these other soldiers and lieutenants and sergeants were like, man, I never knew. I treated that guy so bad while he was here. And I was like, yeah, he was a cool dude, wasn't he? You know? And it just goes to show you that you never really know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like we all have stories roughly like that where
look at that.
You're in a rough situation and I don't know.
That's crazy.
Sure,
50%?
Sure.
I would never expect that from you two. You guys are so cool and chill.
Hey Mars, Monkey Max, don't get me wrong. We would love to hear that all the time, every time, but that's just it's literally not how the analytics work. Like the craziest part is we have the access to the back of our analytics, and when we look at them, we're like, oh shit, that doesn't add up at all.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
I'm sure Andy and well, I mean, no, look, I barely. I'm hoping for 200 after even this stream.
You had 200 yesterday. What'd you do?
I had 200.
Who'd you piss off?
I got copyrighted, so somebody fucked off. I don't know. I've been doing this thing where I'm gaining 5 and then I lose 3, and I've been doing this like slow little battle, but I need to gain like 3 fucking hundred like within like a month.
You need to be doing less streams and more videos.
I know, but you know what I like to do with the streams? I like to interact with my fucking audience. The people that are actually here actually give a shit about what I'm fucking either talking about or the people that I'm bringing on. And I appreciate these people more than I appreciate the random people who aren't watching my shit. And I know that sounds maybe kind of harsh, and maybe even if those people were to watch this and be like, well, I guess fuck me, right? I guess, yeah, fuck you. You know what? I want the people that are watching my stuff to be rocking with me. You know what I mean? So the people that are rocking with me actually fucking rock with me. I don't feel like that's a hard fucking concept. I feel like I could have 200 to 300 people and hopefully up to 500 people rocking with me, like rocking with what the fuck I'm talking about or whatever, who actually watch my fucking stuff, who actually want to possibly even give $1 or whatever. Like I almost feel bad even saying that out there, but it's like I actually don't really fucking care. But I'd rather have those people around me than 10,000 people who don't even watch any of my shit. Just because it says I have 10,000 fucking people on my shit doesn't say that I have fucking 1,000 people watching me. You know what I mean?
Well, honestly, dude, if you're talking about me, my schedule.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about even hold my DualShock here. Like they got almost like 5,000. I get invited onto like channels who have way more than I probably ever deserve to be on at all. Like based on whatever, like, I mean, if you really look at it, like the amount of context or whatever that I give to whatever is going on, I don't really add all that much. I just either say yes or no or whatever until something gets controversial, and then I'm willing to fucking delve into it. That's fine. That's all good. It's all good. But I feel that's the part of the thing that people actually realize that actually I can contribute to. And I've acknowledged that the people that realize that actually kind of want me on their stuff. I don't know. But it's not even just that, man. It's it's this numbers thing, man. When people sit there and like look at numbers all the time, it's gonna fucking drive you crazy, man. It'll drive you crazy. Like,
yeah, that's why I don't
just to
look at
answer
that stuff.
Sean, I believe it's about 3,000 to 4,000 per month.
Good for him.
For what? Oh, for WD
W
Pro.
Yeah.
Do you work with
but
them?
He has a massive network, so it's different.
Yeah.
You have to understand that he's also running.
I would love 3,000 to 4,000 people to be watching me. That'd be fucking fantastic. You know how many people I want out of
their
that?
network is bigger.
I think you're talking about money. I'm so confused.
I'm talking in a. If you're talking about money, that's a whole different thing.
You're talking about in a broader sense.
I'm making all of $0 unless somebody literally donates to my stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm making all of $0. Like, so I don't care. I have no problem. I'm not saying I'm going to disparage or go against or say against anybody. I don't care. I literally, my whole platform is literally bringing on fucking everybody all the time. Like,
speaking
so,
of which, Syfaxx, is
fuck?
there any way that you can do like some kind of marketing?
What kind of marketing would I do?
I'm saying like some people do either they speak out they speak out about a particular product, or they'll have just like a slow interjection.
You're looking for somebody to be like an activist towards something.
No. I'm asking, is there any kind of marketing that you could do? Like just have ads
I'm an old school fucking death metal musician. I'm actually like, I have like, I don't know, some funny beer quotes. I have an actual band that actually has some, I don't know, even the band name would be able to sell as a t-shirt, stuff like that. Like,
dude, you're pretty freaking cool though. I mean, can't you
I would like
to
I would love to think that. I would love to think that, and I appreciate the sentiment. But I mean, who cares? Like, I'm not saying who cares.
I want your channel to be successful.
I would, dude. If I could just supply myself, like, just I don't know, doing streams and stuff like this would be fucking amazing. That would be fantastic. That would be, I don't know, a godsend. You know, I'd be like, wait, I get to just talk about the things that I love and express the things that I love. Watch the movies.
No. I mean, market a particular product is what I mean.
Well, that's a different thing.
That's what I'm asking.
What kind of product would I like? I would love to. I would love to market.
Are there any companies online, like maybe, I don't know, on a particular website that are offering you a particular amount of money to market their product if you do a 5-minute ad?
I have tried. I've actually, I actually sent the company that I actually tried to apply for towards other people, other creators that I tried to apply for, but my channel's not big enough. So they didn't accept me.
Who was the company?
I'm not going to say that because
you're not allowed to.
No, okay. I guess I could say it, but I don't know. Maybe some of the other people around here.
It's cool. It's cool.
Well, I don't want to fucking possibly slander him for
I'm just
shitting
asking.
at me. That's a stupid thing to do. Like
I didn't
like,
know. I'm just asking.
Who said fuck you? Like I'm not gonna do that. I might. I know the restrictions, and I don't meet them, but I tried anyways. I'm not gonna sit there and be like,
Yeah.
fuck that company. I
No,
didn't
no,
meet
no.
the
I was just
restrictions.
wondering if you were allowed
That's
to.
that's stupid. No,
Yeah.
I absolutely could, but I'm
Okay.
like I'm not gonna shit on the possible opportunity in the future for them. No, because like I actually like these companies that I've actually kind of thrown my stuff at. Like I've tried for a bunch of them, but I'm not gonna shit on them because they didn't accept me because I have less than 200 fucking subscribers. That's stupid.
No, I
But
knew a girl
I can throw it out early and then maybe build off of that. That would be cool.
Yeah, no, I knew a girl.
And I thought I threw out a good pitch to them, but you know, that's on me and that's on them rejecting me or whatever.
Yeah, I knew a girl who
If
she used to work
anything
for
were to
farmers.
take off, if anything were to take off, well then fuck them, you know. Like,
yeah, exactly. No, I knew a girl who used to work for
I can
farmers.
shut on them. I'm not going to do that.
And
they're still good companies as far as I'm concerned.
She grew high up in farmers. Like she was really, really, really good at her job. But her agent, the agent that she worked for, would never allow her to grow beyond where she grew. And she was making about the time when she left that lady, she was making about $60,000 per year, which back then was pretty good money, which was about 20 years ago. And she left and went solo. And what she did was basically she started her own consultancy agency. There was a particular website she went to, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. But she went there, and what it allowed her to do was she could do consultancy work for anybody that was on there. But also what they offered was that if she ever wanted to advertise any of their stuff, like it was kind of like an email kind of thing, kind of like LinkedIn, but it was like, hey, if you want to market our stuff, we'll pay you. And she did a few of those. And while she was building her consultancy, she was able to do that and make some money off of that because she would advertise some of their stuff while she was doing her regular job, and it made her some money. And I'm just wondering if that was something that you could do. You know, that's all. That was my only point.
Well, I mean, and any of us could kind of do that. It's just a matter of sadly the reality of like stuff like this is like the I don't know, the reach that you have.
I get you.
Cool. Like can I talk? Like Jesus fucking
no, I'm
Christ,
just saying, like, it's very personalized. Yeah.
Like for fuck's sakes, dude. Like I'm just trying to say, like, look, as much as like I've reached out to actually a bunch of different things, and a lot of them they simply don't respond. My channel's not that big enough, but I'm still reaching out. I would like to reach out now, and then in theory, I would like to hopefully get big enough to where, well, if it ever blows up, when they reach out, I can tell them to go fuck off with their first offer, and then tell them to come back with a better offer type of deal.
Yeah.
And then I can promote their shit. No, stop. Just stop fucking talking, man. Can I'm sorry, dude. Did you just do you not get how like stuff like this work? Like you don't need to just respond to everything that's going on.
Okay.
Like I know what I'm doing is not fucking the most amazing content out there. That's fine. But I'm involving the crowd. I'm involving a bunch of people. I'm getting a bunch of people around, and it's a different. I feel it's a different thing that's going on, and if it can take off to a certain experience, that'd be great. I have no idea how it will turn out. or if it'll ever actually produce results. Other than, I don't know, there's some pretty awesome people that want to see some of this content, and I don't know, want to join in. So I appreciate all those people that want to join in. So, welcome to Syfaxx channel, where Syfaxx in last week. No, that's not it. Welcome to Syfaxx channel, where when I'm not allowed to speak, I will actually I'll literally I'll shut you up. And the oddly thing about it is, like, I can mute you. I have actually no problem with Mars Monkey Max. Look, I get it. We both drink every time
No, dude, he's cool.
No. Hold on. Shut up. We both drink a little bit too much, and sometimes when you drink, you just want to talk a little bit too much. You got a lot more stories than maybe I do, or you got more stories that you just want to get off your chest. That's fine, dude. But don't do them on my channel all the time. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I appreciate you being on here and whatever we're talking about. That's fine. But, yes. Syfaxx, you need to apologize to Mars. I'm not apologizing to anyone. That's what I'm gonna say.
He doesn't have to apologize to me.
No. I'm not telling you to shut up because
no, dude.
I'm not telling you.
It's cool.
Shut up because I don't want to hear what you're talking about.
Dude,
I'm telling
we're bros. It's cool.
You're on my.
We're bros.
Like, there should be a mutual respect there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
you're not saying shut the fuck up like, oh, fuck you. No. We all got that.
Yeah. Absolutely not doing that.
Exactly.
So let's move on from that, and then let's move on from that. With that going on, let's go with Hold My DualShock, Sean.
Yeah,
dude, you have like the longest name ever, Sean. It's fun, silly take on the boy in the bubble. The reason I brought it up was because you had mentioned the anti-Semitism.
Can I explain that quickly?
Go for it.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, let's go back to that. Hold on. Let me go ahead and reread it again. Excuse me. The mom fakes a ransom note to the. Wait, that's the wrong thing. You know what? Go ahead and go ahead.
So the reason, while you were talking, I got in the weeds because I was trying to explain to Sean, like, he had mentioned, base takes or like basic takes, and he goes, it's not like when people say they hate Superman because it's written by Jews, and so I thought of the Bubble Boy with Jake Gyllenhaal, because in it, like, I think that type of absurd racism, like, is like playfully like retarded and funny. And in Bubble Boy, they write a ransom note because the police aren't taking her missing son seriously, and she is like this small town idiot, and they say, if you don't return her son, we'll kill him, blah blah blah, like, signed the Jews.
Yeah, that was a good movie, by the way.
And so just sort of like that, like, level of like silly anti-Semitism, when I saw it, it was just so stupid. And
Hold on, I saw this from like Sean. He's like, you laugh, Syfaxx. I've seen that. Dude, look, I laugh at anything that is inherently funny at the baseline funny. Look, I'm not gonna if you sit there and overanalyze anything, like, it's like, that's actually not funny, man. Like, I'm sorry, shut up. Like, everything is funny. Like, comedians even say this all the time. Even like, this is gonna sound fucking awful, but it's like, I don't know. You can make kids with cancer funny to a certain extent. Like, that's an awful fucking statement. Saying that out loud is an awful fucking statement. But there's a way to make it funny. There's a way to make morbid things funny. There's just a way to do it. And when you've seen it or you've heard it, I just relate it to something that I've heard and or seen or whatever. And it's like, it's funny and it's terrible. And if you can't relate it to that, I mean, I'm sorry you haven't seen that, or maybe you don't find it funny. I literally mean no offense by it, other than, man, if me laughing at it is offensive to you, then that's on you, man. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of.
It is funny.
You said it was funny, yeah. Dude, one of my favorite types of humor, dark humor, the most morbid humor possible out there. Love that shit.
People want to say there's nothing funny about racism, but have you heard Kanye's new song?
Like, have you heard
Kanye's new song? That song is funny.
Wait, speaking of that, look, we got the next one in line. We got Angel Gonzalez, aka the Casual Reviewer, married with children, did it all the time. Angel, hey man, do you want a link to the stream? Angel is a proud black man. I believe you're actually moving from LA to New York. Would you want to jump on here and speak your piece on any of this? You know I'll shoot you a link, brother. Like, you're welcome to join on here, and I want to hear. You know what I want to hear? I want to hear your racism, and just fucking bring it on. Because, dude, I showed that Kanye song to a friend of mine who is like, he is not in tune to the internet world at all, and I was like, dude. Did you hear this? And he was like, what are you talking about? And I played it to him, and he just fucking busted up laughing. Like he died. Like, he was just like, like, it took me like 3 minutes to get him back. And the song's only a 2-minute song. And it was like, he was just sitting there just dying. He was like, what the? It was so good. I was just, and he's like, I'll say this. He's one of these people who can actually say that word. And but when he heard okay, I'll go ahead and say it, that Hail Hitler, that little stupid little fucking thing that Kanye says, he says it over and over and over, and he has like a whole song and a dance group about it. Oh my God, it was insane. And I was like, this isn't. He literally thought I was joking, to the point where he was like, that's fake, right? And I was like, no, this is the new Kanye song. And he was like, he stepped back and sat back on the couch and was just like, typing on his phone or whatever. And he was like, when he typed it in, he was just like, oh my God. You can see the realization going through, this is real. And I was like, I fucking told you, dude.
You know what's crazy, dude? I recently saw a clip, and they were talking about how this American song, I'm trying to remember what it was, but they were talking about this American song, about how it was this person's favorite song. That person's favorite song.
Like I said, anytime somebody comes in with a comment, I'll be like, I would, but there's a lot of background noise happening outside, and I don't want to hear the New York hustle. Hey man, you can come in if you can come in with a sharp comment and whatnot. You're welcome to join in. Just remember to hit the mute button. And then I also realized you followed it up with but I'm always with you guys. You always got my full support. Dude, I appreciate the fuck out of that, man. Angel, you're fucking awesome. Did you just move out to New York? I feel like I heard that you just moved out there. Sure, send me the link, dude. I'll send you a link, man. Just remember, like I said, once you say your piece, just hit the mute button, and then whenever you want to say something, you've heard T on other things, he's always sitting there hey, what's up? He sounds like he's in an airplane hangar half the time, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm back
in it, dude."
All of a sudden I'm back at home. I mean, that's. T gets to get away with that shit. But if I were to do that, I would get fucking chastised. But, whatever. Life happens. It's all good. Sorry. Oh my God, Wes. My mic is fucking being lit.
But anyways, what they were saying was that there's this famous American song, and they were saying that it was one of Hitler's favorite songs. I was like, wow, what the hell? It was a clip on YouTube.
I don't know about all that, but
they were saying it. I don't know either. Yeah,
people say a lot of things. Okay,
they do. Yeah, people say a lot.
Let me see if I can find. Oh, there we go. Casual Reviewer Hey man, here you go. Boom. There's the link, brother. Go ahead and jump on if you want to go and talk for a
Nice,
bit.
Angel. The Bronx.
Angel, man, you know you're always invited on here, dude. Like I said, I mean, come on. Do I not invite literally everybody from the chat? If you're willing to talk, I'm willing to listen. Come on. That's the theme of like basically all my streams. Come on. I want to talk to the people from the chat. All the I don't want to say the unheard voices, but the voices that are willing to I don't know, throw themselves out there. You don't even need to have a face to it. You just need to have a mic that I don't want to not listen to. Like if you come on here and all of a sudden you sound like you're behind a jet plane, yeah, you're gonna be jetted out of here real fucking quick. I don't think that's I don't think that's an unreasonable request, right? Nobody else wants to hear that on their streams, right?
I'm still surprised that Andy received so many dislikes on his channel. That's crazy to me.
Dude, like fucking Hold My DualShock does let me just be clear and be honest. They do way the fuck better videos than me. They do way better streams than me. But the only thing I don't even think it's an advantage, but it's like the only thing that I do different that they do is I talk to all the chat and then I bring the chat on. That's literally it. Like that is, I don't want to say it's my gimmick, but at the same time it kind of is. Like, hey, if you're in here in the chat, I'll bring you on. You want to talk?
That's pretty cool though, dude. You're giving people a voice.
That's the fucking point. I literally came on the first time I ever came on. I was like, chat is king. Let's go with the chat. Let's talk with the chat. Chat is fucking king. Go ahead. And if you don't want to jump on, that's your prerogative. But if you don't want to jump on and then you want to fucking complain about it, then, well, I mean, I gave you the fucking opportunity. It's not like you don't have a phone. There's plenty of people who jump on with a fucking phone, right? There's plenty of people who jump on the phone. You have an opportunity to jump on here and say your fucking piece. If you dislike or like a thing, go ahead, jump on. With that being said, we got Angel. What's going on, Angel? What's with that rock? What is that hairstyle on your avatar? Jesus.
That's from The Living Color. You remember The Living Color? That was that episode of the Jerry Curls.
Yeah.
Dude, listen to that voice. Look at that silky. Listen to that silky. Look at that silky voice, man.
Well, I'm up over here 7:41 in the morning. She was almost 8. You got me up hyper over here in the morning.
Motherfucker. Well, it's because you moved 3 hours away. You were like, did you just move?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Damn, man. How is it out there?
I mean, it's home. You know, I love New York. I just like the energy. You know, there's always something happening.
Were you originally from New York, or did you move there, or were you born there and moved to LA and then came back, or what's up?
I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York, and I moved to California in 1999. When I moved out there, I ended up, going to Job Corps in downtown LA. And then from that point on, I just started working and just doing my thing out in California.
Right on.
Wow.
How you liking it out there so far?
The food cost is so much more cheaper out here. Oh my God.
What about the taxes?
It's cheaper. What makes it cheaper out here is that you have local bodegas. You know what I'm saying? So you have little stores all over the place. Compared to California, you have to go to a Ralph's. You have to go to a Stater Brothers. You can't just go to a liquor store and buy a sandwich at a liquor store. Some of them do it, but out here is more.
One second. Let me give a hell out to One Punch Man Token Fan.
Hey, Token Fan.
Gives the salute. What's up? It says Hell Panel. We also got a there's a voice of Protagonist. And what's up? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I said this earlier on. You probably weren't here. Look, if new chat members join on, I'm gonna point them out before even my panel members, just because. Look, I want to point out the chat. Like I want to give some love to the chat. So that's my thing. Like I'm trying to make that my thing. But go ahead, continue, man. So you're out, so you're saying the bodegas are like a huge highlight in New York and stuff. So what's the difference from like LA to New York? And you were saying bodegas. So
Yeah,
what?
because I could go to a bodega
how's that
right
work?
now, buy like, just as an example, a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a roll. I could buy that for like $6 or $7 out here in New York. If I was to go to Cali just to buy the same thing, they're gonna charge me at least $10 or $11.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
believe
It's always a $3 or $2
I'm
difference
here in
compared to out
Cali.
here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, Angel.
What's hold on 1 second. What's the biggest like cultural difference, like not I don't want to say cultural difference. What's the best like difference between California and New York? New York and California cultural difference. Not like like I don't
not
know.
pricing, but
Yeah, not a racial thing or anything like that. But what's the difference that you've noticed from California to New York? Literally, the both sides of America. What is the biggest thing that has been surprising to you?
There's a
Since
lot more Muslims out here. There's a lot of Muslims out here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more Muslims out here. Like I'm not saying that I'm not racist at all, but
No,
you
no, no.
notice out here there's a
but
lot
it's
more like
but it's
Muslims and
noticeable.
Africans out here.
I
But
just
it's
want to say,
noticeable.
sorry. I just say
Go
I
for it.
love that comment because I love that like you have this side of YouTube where we can all talk and like nobody gets offended because like that's a completely valid observation, Angel. But it's such a funny statement, like just to pick the comedic pause. Like
it is.
yeah. Like it,
Yeah.
but no, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, perfect example.
I
And
don't think it's comedic pause. I think it's just a valid statement. Like he literally moved from the very west coast to the very east fucking coast.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like
Yeah.
when America thinks of or when people think of America, it's basically LA to New York. Like in people's minds, that's where it goes. So you go from one side to the other. He literally did that right now in the last 2 weeks. So
No,
it's
that's what I'm
very
saying. It's the sickness of the internet.
Yeah.
yeah,
And also, do you feel more comfortable where you're at now versus where you were?
I feel more comfortable because I know my area. But the
Yeah.
thing is, being from California to New York, now I have to be more at a heightened sense. I have to pay attention to everything around me at all
Yeah.
times. You know, compared to
Because of
California,
traffic?
I'm in my car, I'm in my shell. I could go from point A to point B, and that's that. If any
Yeah.
trouble happens, it's because literally I started it, or my anger involved it with some road rage or something like that. But
Yeah.
out here, you could be sitting at a bus stop and a homeless person is walking. Like yesterday, I was outside with my mother. We was waiting for a bus. A homeless person was literally walking by us, just cursing. Anybody fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna fuck his ass up, dude. Literally, and I'm peeping everything. I'm the type of person I look at everything. Homeboy had
Yeah.
a knife in his hands, like he was holding it backwards from the handle, with the blade, on his arms, and he was just ready. You could tell he was ready to stab somebody. Anybody that would have messed with him at that moment, he would have stabbed them.
See,
And it was
Texas
just
has been
crazy.
like that for
Okay.
years.
Wait, hold on. With that kind of a stance, like, when was the last time you experienced that with like LA culture, like like where you were at before you came there? Like, when was the last
That's
time
what he
you
was saying.
felt like that?
Well, for me, the last time I experienced somebody acting crazy in Cali was back, in Long Beach. I remember I was driving. A guy literally cut me off. And all I did was just honk at him. Like, dude, you cut me the hell off. Homeboy followed me damn near all the way home. And then when I parked in my garage, I stood in my car because I seen that he followed me. He got out his car like he was ready to do something to me. And I'm like,
Wow.
you literally following me home just because I honked at you because you cut me off? You know what I'm saying? So I just stood in my car. I didn't, get out. I stood there until he left because I just didn't know what he was fitting to do. But that to me was just a crazy moment. Like, dude, you cut me off. You almost made me get into an accident, but you're mad because I honked at you. Come on. Like, that was just crazy. But Cali to me is not as wild as New York because the space is way more open. It's not as confined as it is over here in New York.
Yeah.
You know, like it's more close quarters.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, did you move there? Like, I'm assuming you moved there for like a job opportunity.
Well, right now I'm still on workers' comp. To be honest with you, I hurt my ankle working for the bus company Metro out there. I
Maybe
broke
your
my ankle.
girl or something got a job out there. Like what?
Nah, I'm by myself. I got an apartment out here because my mother still had the old apartment from where I grew up.
Oh,
so that's why I'm back in the Bronx.
You want to move back to family and then
yeah,
inherit or whatever. That's all good. That's fine.
Yeah, to be blunt with you, my mother is getting up at her age, and I just wanted to be near, because she's at that time where she's starting to forget things.
Mine too. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, same here.
I was simply curious. Like,
no worries. I'm always open book with you, fam. It's no problem.
I'm not trying to pry. But.
Nah, no worries, man. You cool peoples. I never have an issue telling you things, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, I came back to Texas from Oregon for the same reason. So.
Yeah, and then plus it's cheaper out here. I just needed, I don't have to drive my car every day. Gas out here is $2.98.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you even need a car out there? Like
you don't, but like if I want to travel out to Jersey, or if I want to go to Connecticut, or if I want to go like to ferry, Atlantic City. I mean,
and I'm not talking about like a gay dude you met at a club. I mean like the actual ferry. Like,
no, but that's within the city. Like anything within New York City, no, I don't need a car. I could take the bus or a train anywhere. But if I want to go upstate, or if I even want to go, let's say, to Niagara Falls or Canada, I got to drive.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take a bus out there. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's other opportunities to use your car. And plus, when you have a car in New York, you're kind of like a star in a sense, because most people don't have cars out here or can afford a car.
And they tend to be more expensive.
I saw Senator said, "Oh, that's scary." Hey, Senator, do you want a link? You want to jump on here? You know you're always more than welcome to join any one of my streams.
Come on, Cindy. Come on,
Senator. You want to jump on here and like talk some bullshit? Let's go. Andy's
that's
doing,
really
but,
cool, though, Angel.
Well, what's up?
I said that's really cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, I love being back home. It's cool. The only thing that sucks out here is the weed sucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey, can you guys hold down for like 2 minutes? I just need to use the bathroom.
Oh, go ahead, man. Yeah, the weed out here is horrible.
Yeah, you have to go further west, like Michigan or Wisconsin, to get some better stuff.
To be honest with you, not just that, you have to find plugs in New York. Like, you have to find people that know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah.
And plus the smoke shops out here are just too expensive. There's not enough smoke shops. It's legal out here in California, but over here they're damn near charging $45 for an eighth.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah.
So
it's kind of annoying.
I don't even smoke, but I know what you're talking about because I have friends that do.
It's getting me to the point that I need to stop smoking now. I'm like, fuck it, I need to stop.
Yeah, I smoke a pipe. I mean, I smoke tobacco pipe. I stopped smoking cigarettes years ago. But yeah, I have friends that, and another thing that I noticed is that the jellies or the what are they called? The gels. You have to be really picky about them because some of them will make you so nervous and so what's the word? Where you're constantly anxiety. There's a word for it. Anyways, yeah, I mean it's really hard. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, New York can have you paranoid. Like a person that has bad anxiety, they can't live out here. They couldn't do it out here. Because you'll be paranoid every 5 minutes, thinking somebody's either going to rob you or, somebody's going to hurt you. Like, it's just that crazy out here.
Yeah, the traffic is so condensed. That's the way I felt when I went to LA, though, man. When I went to LA, I drove from Texas through Washington. I had to go pick up my stuff from Washington. I had stuff in the storage, and I stopped in LA. Man, it made me feel that way.
No, to drive in LA is a breeze compared to New York. I'm telling you. In the city, you don't want to drive. Over here, they got nothing but speed cameras all over the place. And then the speed limit in New York is 25 miles an hour in the city. So you're pretty much driving like as a hearse. Yeah. You can't really drive that much further. The speed limit on the freeways is like 50 to 55.
Wow.
So that's within the city, though. Yeah.
Well, the only or the other thing about driving out in LA is a lot of people don't realize LA is set up in a grid, and as someone who used to do deliveries and stuff for like FedEx and stuff, like that's actually super awesome. Like when it's set up in a grid, people don't know what that means. Where it's like it's all all the streets are.
First
there are 1,000 blocks and 1,000 blocks and 10,000 blocks are set up in different areas, or like they're set up in a like one goes north to south, one goes east to west, whatever. Like it was like or north to south, east to west, whatever. And it's like once you realize that, it's very easy to synchronize that in your head. When you go to other states and stuff, like that shit gets way different. Like it doesn't work like that. Like they're not set up like grids. It's very different.
On the grid system, Syfaxx, does it lead to like a big delineation between the Eastern boys and Western girls? Or
what was that? Sorry.
Yeah. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
It is a stupid Pet Shop Boys.
No. You're right.
I didn't catch that, but my bad.
I was just trying to ask about the Eastern boys and the Western girls.
No. Well, no.
I remember that song.
What other areas?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
It's gonna be a much dumber answer, or maybe not as fun of an answer as probably your maybe either movie reference or TV reference. But it's like no, it's like you end up in like a certain area code grid, and then everything is a grid. So you deal with say 1,000 blocks. So you deal with, just to make it simple, it'd be like you deal with 1,000 to 2,000, and then you deal with 100 to 500, and in that block area, you just deal with that up and down based on whatever company you work for, and you deliver to X amount of grid. Like that's the easiest way to put it. And then if you can just just do that on a much broader scale, then that's the easiest way to deal with that. But it's like I learned all those to the point where it's like I literally would set all my stuff up to the point where it's like everything is actually set up into a certain number grid. And so it'd be like, say you go up one street, it'd be like, oh, you deliver this one here and you deliver that one across the street, but you could be on a main street, and a main street out here in California is actually like a 4-lane street. So what you do is you go up all the even numbers, and then you flip a bitch, and then you deliver all the odd numbers. But on the scanner they give you, will say that you actually should be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's something you learn real quick. It's little things like that you learn real fucking quick. But when you first do it, you're literally doing fucking loops, your first couple of days, because you're like, I don't want to fuck any of this up. And then you learn like, no, I'm gonna just go up this lane. And so you basically make your own route or whatever, if you're smart enough. But some people, there'd be times where it's like, I had days where I would do, I don't know, 140, 130, 140 stops. And I'd be done like 12:30. And I would start at 7:00 in the morning, which is ridiculous. And then I'd get back at probably 1 to drop off the truck, whatever. But it's like the people that would do the same amount of stops for their grid or whatever would get back at like 5 or 6 at night. We all got paid the same amount, but it's like, I had 5 or 6 less hours than they did every fucking day, just because I fucking made my route easier for myself. So
Yeah.
whatever, shit fucking happens, or you just didn't figure it out.
See, in Atlanta, they have the MARTA train. And the MARTA train, it goes north to south, east to west. And then wherever you drop off at, you can take the bus wherever you. It's really smart the way that they laid it out. But when I lived in Oregon,
really
those
smart.
trains, they go. There's one that goes from east to west, and then there's one that goes from north to south. But then there's 2 other trains that kind of dangle. They're kind of like not a loop, but they're kind of like a. There is one that does a loop, but there's 2 that do kind of like this from northeast to southwest, and then there's one that kind of does from east to southeast, and it's really confusing. But in Atlanta, they have it set up really, really, really smart. They have a really good system. In Texas, you're all over the place. I worked for a company that did lawn care, and man, they were sending me. And Texas is like Houston is huge. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Houston.
Oh yeah,
but it's a metroplex. It's huge. There's cities upon cities within the metroplex, and you're driving way, 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 way out.
All right, so we got Hold My Dose action. How's it at Syfaxx Fish? What's up, Syfaxx Fish? Or he or she likes to say that we're the same height, which is apparently 5'3". Andy, can you confirm or deny that I'm 5'3"? Let's go with yes.
Yeah, I know that you say you're 5'3", but I've never seen a more 5'2" man in my life.
Ouch. Yeah. I mean,
wow.
I felt like when I met Katie, I was actually looking up at the high heels. I was like, how are you this tall? What is happening? But there's pictures too. Never mind. Who gives a shit?
Katie looked like she could model.
Please don't tell her that.
I ain't gonna say it. I don't never want to gas up a woman's head, but
yeah, she's so vain. It'll get in her head, and then she'll stop being able to talk on stream and stuff because she'll be trying to strike poses.
You should meet me on like a good year, but you met me on a bad year. But like I'm excessively vain. I just looked terrible this year, so it was awful. But I had an awesome time. I will say that. I gave up trying fish today. I have no idea what that means. That because you were my people, the voice protagonist. Like, I felt like I'm missing some context here. I know I went to use the bathroom, and I said that I would be highlighting people's comments, so I might be missing some stuff. Usually I have people like Rocafella here to just fill in, because I made him a co-host, but then he dipped out because it's so late. I understand. It's late on his end. Like, he actually has real responsibilities to deal with. Syfaxx Fish says, good. I just got done with Syfaxx stream and talking to Molly. How are you? Hold my DualShock. What do you got to say to that?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Syfaxx says, geez, Andy, couldn't even give him the extra inch. LOL. God damn. Like, she might be under the weather, but she's giving you the business. Like, Jesus
I gave her the business right back.
All right.
It's getting a little raunchy up in here now.
I might clip that for my own. Well, like, Syfaxx, when you come on here next time and Andy's on here, I'm gonna be.
I'm into the comments. I'm into.
Oh, my DualShock says, laugh aloud. Not in the habit of giving inches to the boys. Yeah, no, he just gives the full rod. just full on, just balls deep. Like there's no inches.
Oh no!
No inches.
She says, not from what Leon said, bro. Leon has the energy of a man who takes it by the yardstick.
Oh God. Oh God, no.
That's awesome.
It's so worse that I met that guy.
That's awesome.
Leon's hilarious.
I love Leon.
See, there's a difference between like men who can take that kind of joke, and then there's people who can take that kind of joke. Like, there's
It's fun to joke like that without hearing the word pause every 3 seconds.
Pause.
Isn't it though? Oh my God. Thank you. Oh my God. Dude, I look, I love T. He's a good dude. He's fucking awesome. He's an amazing person. Like obviously I'm probably one of the few people. Maybe I did did you guys meet him? Hold my dual shock. Yeah, you guys you met him for probably like half a second, and then he was like, "I'm about to fuck off." That's why I made that. Well, not that I made the clip, but I took that clip where he was like, "I'm not gay no more," and then he walks off, like because that's kind of what he did. He was just like he made a video, and then all of a sudden he just like I turned around, and all of a sudden he was just peeling off in his Challenger, and I was like, "That's the most black thing I've ever seen." Like, like what are you doing, dude?
Crazy. Yeah, T is a character, dude, but I love that dude, man. He be on one.
He's actually super. He's super chill. Like the first time I met him, like I was like, oh man, I'm expecting some like kickback or some shit or whatever. We walked outside of whatever the fucking first movie went. It's actually one of the movies, like you see it in the intro that DA has going on. We're all talking, we're chilling, and like I'm shaking his hand or whatever, and we're all chilling. We like take a little like kind of still frame picture or whatever, and I'm like, that's kind of it. Like I met him for like 5 fucking seconds, and he was just like, okay, cool guys, and then he just fucked off into the darkness, and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like I thought you were gonna like hang out for a minute, but I've met him a few times after that. He's very chill, but it was just funny the first time because the way that it's built up online. Like even I was expecting something different where I was like, dude, this guy's going to be fucking wild, like, and he's just like, hey, what's up guys? And he's just like normal dude number 3 or whatever. Like how I say I'm a white guy number 3 or whatever. He's just like, I'm normal black guy number 3. And it's just like, okay. And then you just like, you shake their hand. And it's like, what's up, dude? And then you just talk casually like a normal fucking human being, like how people used to fucking interact all the time. And you almost kind of fucking expect something a little bit fucking different. But then all of a sudden, I don't know, it's just a normal conversation. That's all that happened. And it's like, dude, what was that? And nothing. Like it's the best way to explain it was like, I don't want to say it was boring, but it was like I wanted him to be like, by the way, flat earth is real, and then like him start throwing off his clothes and run down the escalator, and I'll be like, oh, that's T. We know that guy. I don't expect that, but come on, that would be hilarious. But like, there's a part of you in the back of your mind where like, is he gonna do that? Like, come on, that would be great. Of course he's not going to do that. He's a normal fucking dude. Like, and that's how oddly enough, all of us are. It's this weird concept that people don't get where it's like, we're just normal fucking people, and they just can't wrap their fucking hands or like, they just can't grasp it. Like the people that I've talked to all of my life who have either served me food, maybe fixed my plumbing, maybe did all the work that I serviced or I asked for service for and did all this stuff. They're all regular people, and they might not be affiliated with what I'm affiliated with. Yes. Shut the fuck up.
I'm the opposite.
No one fucking cared beforehand, and nobody cares now. Shut the fuck up.
No, dude, I'm the opposite.
I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. It's literally exhausting. Like when people even if I were to see like as much as I would want to go out of my way to wear a MAGA hat, I don't feel I'm like full on MAGA. It's like I would just do it just to piss people off, just to watch the freak out around me, just because I think I would have a good time about it. I actually don't.
Be yourself.
No. Well, no. Of course, but I think it would just, being myself would be doing that because I think that would be funny. Like that would be being myself. I don't actually. I don't know. Like it's a weird concept. Whatever.
Yeah,
like, I feel like most people are in the fucking middle, and and they're like, I lean a little this way, I lean a little that way, whatever. And like, the problem is so the only reason I'm even talking this way, I live in fucking California, and when you're in California, wherever you go, it's a thing. It's probably everywhere you go, but specifically here in California. It is a thing everywhere you go. Like if I were to just walk into some of my favorite bars that I've been to in the last 10 fucking years, even before the last 2 fucking administrations, and I've been I've been here for 10 years, and all of a sudden I just dropped on a MAGA hat. I would be curious just to watch what the fuck happened, just because I would be like, I could just put a camera on top of that and I could probably film content and be like, apparently I'm a streamer now. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
it'd be
it's
so
a
stupid.
more mental state. Yeah.
People get agitated when they see a MAGA hat on the room. They get very agitated for no reason. It's just a hat.
That Rocafella saying dinosaurs are not real. You know what Rocafella? How about you take your dinosaurs and you take your prehistoric ass off of tonight, and then you come back when you reincarnate as a real person.
I'm wondering why Rocafella ever left, because he's been in chat the whole time.
Well, he has real world responsibilities to handle. I'm not gonna sit there and
everybody does.
No, but he's on the East Coast and he has other things. Like
I'm sure he's at work right now or something.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm not gonna throw his business out there on him, but I'll just say he's occupied.
You know what I imagine my first time meeting T being? Him having a low-cal meal and a girl right in his arms, just talking about the world being flat.
That's not gonna happen.
No, I don't.
Absolutely not gonna happen.
I picture him being very quiet, and girls are attracted to him. That's how I picture him.
I don't know about the quiet part.
You're both wrong. You're absolutely both wrong.
Well, I know I'm wrong, but this is my imagination of meeting him the first time that way.
Yeah. I'm like a magnet, and like people are just drawn to me. It doesn't matter where I go, like it happens. It's crazy.
I'm a person that observe things. I don't be a magnet. I observe,
just
feel the
scatter around me. I guess I just look angry in public. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like maybe I just said that. Like I can do like a really good blank stare where I just look like dead in the eyes, and I'm just like. And I do that, but then I walk forward, and I do that purposely to get people to fucking scatter, because it's like, don't fuck with that guy. And I'm like, and then I clear the way for all the 15 people behind me, which is what I did when I went on like the bus tour and everything. It was like, wow, like nobody fucked with us. And it was like, yeah, I was leading the fucking charge. Nobody looked like that white guy looked like he was ready to, I don't know, assault, I don't know, all of our ancestry, like within an uppercut. Like, I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. But I tried to. I was trying to make everyone else have a good time, but by doing that, I like ostracized myself, and Like if you guys saw like MSK's thing where he was like that guy looked like a fucking bouncer, and like he was like I was like what the fuck, and I'm like dude MSK I'm not gonna fuck with you dude like whatever.
I'm good at talking with
You
people.
know I'm only 6 foot, but it's like I look like I don't know. I look like I'm fast. I'm fucking like I don't know. I'm looking for a fight, whatever.
People
And
always want
don't
to
get me
come up and
wrong,
talk
I
to
might
me.
be. It's all good. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean,
people always-
Andy met me. I did like Andy did when Andy met me. It's like, did Andy? Would you when you met me would you be like intimidated by someone who looked like me? Like, I don't think so. Andy's
I
like
was intimidated. First thing people need to know about me is I'm a coward. That's the first thing.
this motherfucker's like at least 2 to 3 inches taller than me, and is like built like a truck. And I'm just like, and he was like, "Hey, you want some of my beef jerky?" I was like, "Yes, sir." Like,
that's a lie.
But I was like, that's kind of a lie, yes. But I was like, dude, we just talk like normal. You know what we talk like? We talk like normal dudes. We just talk like normal fucking dudes. And it was just like, hey, what's up, man? And then we just had a normal conversation the whole fucking time we hung out. And I was like, thank you. Fucking thank you. But then I mead other people and they were just like, what the fuck? There's like I didn't the most common thing that I heard other than I don't know who you are, which is fine. That's completely fine. I understand that. But the other thing was just like I didn't expect you to be like what you look like. Like I was taller or something. Like I was just and I'm like, I'm not even the biggest dude here. And I was like, I met Andy, like the first person I met. Hold on, be right back.
See, I'm the opposite. A lot of people like to come up and talk to me when I meet them in person. And after a while, it gets really, like at a certain point, you feel like I just need a break. And what I'll do is I'll just walk away from a group or from wherever, But everywhere I go, it's like that. I don't care if it's a grocery store. It's like people are just attracted to me. I don't know why.
I'm the complete opposite. I have to chase people down the street to get them to talk to me.
I mean, Andy was chilling with Katie for like the whole weekend, and he was like, "Hey, take my number," and I was like, "Dude, you guys are at the same place. What the fuck is going on here?"
Nobody wants to talk to
I didn't know if I thought it was cute or creepy. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Hey, Syfaxx, you gonna be joining DA tomorrow for his Superman world premiere?
Well,
for the trailer.
So this is how I've learned about the DA stuff. Tuesdays and Thursdays is always the DA's nightcap streams, and then like I try to do like a like now I've tried to co-op a after party after whatever those are going on, and whether I'm invited to them or not, that's up to him. I don't know until like literally 10 to 5 minutes before they happen. So I have no idea. So he doesn't tell me like the day before or like when I get on invited other stuff. That's just the way he does stuff. And I'm like, hey, yeah, that's cool. And then I know Sundays is pretty much the guaranteed version of like whoever's he's been talking to for the week, he'll probably try to invite whoever he's been talking to for the week. And then it's kind of like a recap of the week plus whatever other information he's gotten since Thursday. That seems to be the, I don't know, the weekly thing. So I assume that I'm going to be there, and I'll check my Twitter and stuff up until like 10 to 5 minutes before he goes live, and then other than that, I'm like, if anything, like I'll do something afterwards. That's fine, but depending on whatever I don't know. So one of these, I have a couple of job things that I'm looking into. I might do something earlier and or continue on doing with something later. It'll all depend on the hours, but right now it'll pretty much stay the same. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, I know it's dropping tomorrow, like 9 o'clock your time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he does his streams at excuse me, like 10 o'clock my time, then for a lot of you guys, especially East Coast, it'll be, or even like Andy there, it'll be like 11 o'clock. It'll be, I mean, that's super late. You know, I understand it kind of, doesn't vibe right, but it's, he gets like, he still gets like 150 to 200 fucking people. So
yeah,
whatever time he has going on, it works.
Oh, but it drops in the morning tomorrow. He said he's doing it at 9 in the morning.
For which one?
For the Superman trailer.
That's gonna be Wednesday.
Yeah, 9 in the morning.
Oh yeah, no, we're early. We're super early Tuesday. Sorry. So yeah, no, I might be up for that one. For that one, I mean, I'll probably join him for that one just because the timing difference. I'll probably be up for that. I keep forgetting to. Right now is actually technically Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
How far do you live from him?
About an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Hour and a half on a good day.
He lives north of you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not too far, but there's one of the main theaters we go to where we meet up, which is that when he does that like little clip where it's like me, him, and then me, him, and Dante, me, him, and T and stuff. We're all chilling. Like that's all at the same theater. Which
How
is
far does Dante live from you?
I don't know.
Oh.
Dante's more of like Chris Gore's friend, maybe more on their side. Like I know Chris Gore, like I know where Chris Gore lives. So I'm not gonna fucking divulge that.
No, don't divulge anything. I'm just asking.
No.
How far?
My guess,
wise, time wise is what I'm asking.
That's the thing. I feel like the best way I can put it is the theater we go to is Burbank 16, which is one of the biggest theaters in the U.S. in general.
Yeah, I've been to Burbank.
Yeah, Burbank 16 specifically. That's what I'm saying. Is that one is one of the biggest theaters in general, and I think that's probably the closest halfway point for all of us. And we all live in relatively different directions. That's the best way I can put it.
Burbank is pretty nice from what I've seen.
It is. It is very nice. Yes.
I hated driving to Burbank. Oh my God. That 405. Or even trying to catch that 110.
No. Well, if you're driving through Burbank, you're driving on the 5. The 405 is a little bit different. 405 is out in our you're going over the hill down towards Santa Monica and stuff. Yeah.
What's the other one y'all got? 580 or 180 or whatever it is?
We got all sorts of them, man. They're a pain in the ass.
That's insanity.
Yeah, I remember back in the days, it was crazy.
Yeah.
The 10 is the worst.
Oh, really?
The 10 freeway to me is the worst one. The 10 and the 405, those are the two worst freeways to be on during the daytime. Once the trains and the buses started getting better in LA, I started taking those more.
How far do the trains go?
Not that far. They starting to pick up more out there.
They go pretty far.
Now
they go from San Francisco to LA, don't they? Or is that just Greyhound?
Nah, it's the Greyhound. I'm speaking of public transportation.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, regular public transportation. I think the furthest they go to is like San Gabriel Valley, I think. I know the GO line goes all the way out there.
Wow. Okay.
But they're trying to make one that goes further from like downtown LA all the way to Santa Monica Beach, like straight up to the beach.
Did I say?
You know what? That's
did I see Jeff A come back on? Jeff A, dude, I'm so sorry, Jeff A. I know I told you that we weren't going to go on, but Jeff A was like, "Hey, I'm going to crash out." I didn't know I was going to do this, man. I'm sorry.
We need a good train system in the U.S.
Hey guys, with that being said, here in a few minutes, excuse me, Rocafella Plaza right here. I'm a guest on Centerville's stream. Okay, maybe, but besides that, he does a coffee and stream chill where he's going to be playing whatever video game that he's playing at the time, whether it's GTA 5 or it's Elden Ring. I think there was Sekiro. Like he has a couple different games that he's kind of cycling through, seeing whichever one works out. And he's going to be playing that here in about, I believe, 6 minutes. So go ahead and join that. We'll figure out a way to where I can shoot people over that. With that being said, is there anyone on here that has anything they would like to shout out? Mars Monkey Max, do you have anything, or do you have anything that you would shout out?
No, not really.
Okay. Angel, you got anything coming up? I know you're kind of like trying to dip your toes into some of this stuff.
I'm just waiting for this new camera to come so I can start showing my face to people, dude. I'm tired of being in the background and people just hearing my voice. You know, I don't want to be a voice actor.
Even look, I'm showing my ugly mug. Come on, you can show your pretty one. Let's go.
But yeah, once I get that camera cracking, then I'm gonna start, throwing up some more content. So you'll see more of me soon.
That's right. Hey, Andy, from Hold My DualShock, what do you guys got going on? Go ahead and shout it out.
Just the usual stuff. We got Tega tonight.
Love you.
That's about it.
That's it? All right. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play an outro song. I need to fix this outro song and make it like a proper outro song, but I'll get on it because, I don't know, I like this song and I want to keep playing it. But also, I don't know, I wrote all the lyrics. So, fuck it. Here we go. Peace out.
Whiskey leader, wandering soul, to heaven's watering hole. I'll drink to forget a memory, but hell's got one more trick for me. I walked up, said, "What's your favorite sin?" She could have killed me with that smile. Said it's lust with the touch of rare, but I'm a glutton for love, so let's just dance.